The PWC Network. What the world is watching and listening to.
On the outside, standing on the ring apron before driving Nia face first into the top turnbuckle, and Belair not done just yet. Now wait, in this environment, is it easy to look past the match at hand because you're so focused on a potential opportunity at SummerSlam?
Yeah, it depends on the experience level. I'd say we've got two former women's world champions in the ring now. Both of them.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh my goodness!
Fully astute on taking this one step at a time. My, the tide may be turning.
Jack's shoulder first into the ring post. Belair looking to take it high risk. Down goes Jax. Here we go.
Focus, and that's exactly what has allowed Bayley back in the match. Sometimes Green is her own worst enemy.
Rose plan. Green went to the well one time too many and paid for it. Allow me to introduce to you one of the most talented, the most entertaining superstars on the SmackDown roster. Wait, correct me if I'm mistaken, but we were expecting LA Knight, no?
Well, that's what my sheet said. I'm not complaining about Carmelo Hayes, however. I'll accept that. This is one of the greatest trash talkers in the game.
Hey, Austin, Grayson, thank you guys so much for the introduction. Look, I had to stop you because it sounded like you were describing me. Right now, you're poking a mean dog with a sharp stick. You keep knocking my door, this mean dog is gonna bite the hell out of you. And it ain't gonna take you very long, I don't care how new you are, it won't take you long to figure out exactly whose game this is with everybody saying. Yeah!
Carmelo Hayes from behind, launching a sneak attack on LA Knight.
Master cheap shot artist.
And here comes the megastar, and here come the tag champs. Waller in theory alongside Carmelo Hayes. Just stomping a hole through LA Knight, but here comes backup.
Well, it was crazy of LA Knight to enter that ring on his own, but now it looks like the odds are even.
Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins, the Street Profits, no doubt took offense to the comments about Bobby Lashley a few moments ago.
Solo, you know Tom DeLore is not here tonight, right?
I know.
You know Tom DeLore is not here tonight because we couldn't get him across the border, right?
Yes, I know.
I can't get these people to clear customs. As soon as there's a background check. Solo, these are very dangerous people that you are recruiting into the bloodline.
I know.
There's a reason why we didn't bring these people into the bloodline in the past. So, until Roman...
Until Roman comes back, I'm the man that's in charge, Paul. So if you have any problems, they're up to you to fix it.
here comes Waller. Picked out of midair, BFT. Carmelo Hayes sent to the outside.
You need about 15 pairs of eyeballs if you're a referee in this one.
No doubt, but the megastar and Carmelo being launched over our announce desk. Meanwhile, Montez Ford from the heavens. Ford scrambling for the cover. Hook of the leg. The Prophets and Knight with the win. Here are your winners, the Team of LA Knight and the Street Profits. Here's your winner. Oh, wait a minute. Piper Niven just flattened the champion.
It's a package deal when it comes to Green and Niven. One's down, the other's still standing, which may be less that can be said about Bayley when Piper Niven is done with her.
Bayley able to get the boot up just in time, but the champion just competed in a grueling contest. Piper Niven looking to pick the bones of the role model.
Bayley must be running low on fuel here, but hats off to the valiant effort to fight back.
Oh my goodness, nearly put Bayley through the ring. Role model driven into the abyss by Piper Niven, and a senton as the exclamation point. Message sent to the WWE Women's Champion, and Piper's not done yet. Good God.
Just shows how devastating Piper Niven can be with the wind in her sails.
Might be coming back for even more. Oh my God.
And Corey, it might be take two.
I think you might be right, Wade, but Belair again, almost miraculously back up to her feet.
Oh,
Thinking about a KOD, can Belair do it? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh no.
Belair simply collapsed.
Bianca's knee buckled, and Jax with a senton. Nia Jax smells blood in the water, and the finals of the Queen of the Ring, Annihilator. Jax is going to the finals. Here is your winner, Nia Jax. Orton stalking a fallen Tama Tonga. Big right hand for Solo. Tama Tonga from behind. Shoulders down. Tonga's going to steal it. No.
Almost enough with the destroy. There it is.
RKO. Here is your winner, Randy Orton.
I have seen just how good you are, but I've also seen that you've got a case of imposter syndrome, and standing in this ring with me, face to face, my gut and my experience would lead me to believe you've got another set of knuckles on you right now.
What, are you calling me a liar, Cody? That's what I mean, he's stupid. Look, bro, call me many things, but I'm not a liar. You saw me give my knuckles to Michael Cole. He has them. Not me, Cody. No need to do this. Do what you gotta do, Ryan.
These aren't even my pants, bro.
No, these are my brother's pants. I don't even wear Prada, dog. I'm from Ohio. Nah, come on.
So look out, Solo from behind. Just flattened Randy Orton. KO is back.
The prize fighter.
Kevin Owens coming to the aid of his friend Randy Orton and maybe saving the Viper from certain disaster.
We haven't seen KO in weeks after his beatdown by the Bloodline of Backlash.
When Randy needed him most, Kevin Owens answered the call. But what sort of shape will the Viper be in tomorrow, Wayne?
Well, it would have been a lot worse had it not been for the arrival of Kevin Owens. Randy's in with a fighting chance tomorrow night.
Schiavone. And now the PWC, the Pro Wrestling Coalition, is on the air for the most exciting 2 hours of professional wrestling podcasting in the world. We're going to put butts in seats and ears to the streets. And now, here are your hosts, Jimmy T and Jeff Lippman.
Hello everybody and welcome to the show for the people, by the people. I am your host Jimmy T, that is the good doctor himself, Dr. Jeff Lippman, and welcome to the SmackATTAck. And Jeff, welcome dude, it's a pleasure having you back. It's been a long time since you and I have done the show, man.
True, well I have to play my my syntax to Ya Allah so that I don't go to Islamic hell. So I've got to pay the yasiks or whatever that tax is called until I submit.
You might get 7 wives or whatever it is. I mean,
I listen. I got 1 wife. She's in South America. That equals 7 regular wives. That's honey, you there?
That's actually true.
Come on, come say hello to the folks.
Oh man,
if you want.
It's good to have you back, Jeff. And John is.
Hello, people like that.
It's a shame. It's a shame Medium 5 Mikey Verde is not here anymore, because I'm sure you would have figured out by now. He had a thing for your wife.
It's not unusual. I mean, listen, he murdered Lanny Papa. Maybe she murdered him too.
Oh, you'd pop to that actually. So yeah.
It's very sad, and I know that he would think that's a funny joke. I mean, I think nothing would make him happier, rather, except for being alive, would be to know that people are still making jokes about him and involved in him.
Absolutely, man. R.I.P. once again, Michael. We've always said, every show is pretty much dedicated to you, man. So
yeah, actually, I want to comment on one thing. There's something that the vet said on one of the. I can't remember which one it was. It might have even been the NXT show or something like that. But he said that Mike supported everyone across communities, and it is so true. I mean, I would find him in the unpopular review chats, and he would retweet stuff about Garden of Doom, and in the first Lippman on UFL, he watched that. I'm sure he couldn't give 2 rats' asses about the United Football League, as unfortunately most people can. I mean, it's funny, the UFL and AEW wrestling have so many parallels.
Right.
But he'd at least support you at least once, if not many times, and come in and I don't know how he found the time in the day, but he really was a good guy who if he liked you, he tried to support you wherever you were, and that's not easy to do, because all of us content creators, we're like freaking octopi, we're everywhere.
We are. It's a dime a dozen pretty much, Jeff. But nah, look, man, you know what? It's funny you brought that up, because ironically, I found him on a completely different. You talk about how he supports absolutely everyone and everything. I noticed he was a big supporter of other wrestling shows too, man, which I never knew about, and they were pretty devastated also of his passing. You know what I mean? And
are you jealous?
I mean, he touched a lot of people, man, even people that we didn't even know. Amongst us podcasters. I mean, there's so many of us.
I don't like.
Yeah, well, true. that's actually true.
I don't like
there's a lot
of
crap. Yeah, but there's a lot of crap there's a lot of crap out there too, Jeff.
Oh, the crap is in the eye of the beholder, son.
That's true. There's always someone.
Look at my Twitter feed. I mean, I'm crap. I mean, I get grief all the time for things that I think are perfectly reasonable. Got to kill Jimmy.
No, you're just you're controversial, Jeff. Especially I don't know why I'm freezing up right now. No, but that Evil Dose character who kind of acts like you, Jeff. But I'm not quite sure. I can't put my finger on. Oh, well, wait a minute. It says Evil Dose.
Oh my goodness.
On your name.
Oh,
is that you?
Gig is up.
Oh man, no, but your Evil Dose account, for real, you cause so much mischief with that. It's actually pretty entertaining.
It's Evil Dose. It's right there in the name. It's not. It's only for wrestling, pretty much. And I break that rule periodically. Usually to my chagrin. But it's only for wrestling. Only wrestling things get any traction. And it's not there to be nice. It's there to be evil. It's like not a serious social media account. It's there to stir up shit and be a wrestling personality. It's my version of Tony Khan running an E-Fed. It's not real. I've tried to get it, to get more neutral in tone, but with the same kind of thoughts, and that's hard to do in whatever it is, 240 characters.
I know, it's annoying, man. I'm thinking about paying for whatever it's called, Twitter Plus, whatever the fuck it is.
Well, they want you to think about paying for it.
I know, it's annoying. Well, there's so much more I want to say.
When you pay $44 billion for a company that's valued at $11 billion and 10.5 billion of those dollars are fictional, it's like imaginary on what's the value of data, even though you can find the same data on people on 100 other platforms now. I mean, Twitter has no value. It's all from the only way they could possibly, it's not advertising. The only way they can make money is by more people getting certified and paying for those blue checkbooks. And even then, I don't think they can ever possibly make $44 billion.
True.
It's like AEW. I don't think they could ever possibly get to black when with all of the red they're spending.
Yeah, but they're in denial. They won't tell you that though, Jeff. That's the thing.
The thing is, even when they do tell you, the fans don't believe it. Tony Khan himself, who lies a lot, but why would he lie about his misfortune, told us maybe a year ago today that he had not yet recouped the initial investment. Even Meltzer has now said repeatedly that are they a profitable company? Not yet. Tony has told me that in 2025 they look to be profitable after the renewal deal. So they're assuming the renewal deal, and also the way I understand that is that they'll be in the black for fiscal year 2025, not overall. But even if I'm wrong, but even if they're going to get all their money back, they're going to be, they're going to make right on all of the debts and pay everyone back and have no losses ever, retroactively and prospectively. It still means that Tony Khan is admitting we've made no money up through 2024, but the fans will still say they're successful. What's successful? I don't understand what's successful, but I guess aren't we supposed to talk about WWE and SmackATTAck and SmackDown?
We are, but we talk. We even though it's a SmackATTAck, it's called, it's named after SmackDown. We do talk everything when it comes to pro wrestling. In fact, I want to ask you a question, and sticking with AEW. Do you think, like, with all the negativity going on towards AEW, except, you got your neckbeards that stick by him, yeah. No, but it's a serious question. Mm-hmm. Do you think, because so many people shit on AEW, and, it's, in a way, it's never been seen like this before, ever, with any wrestling promotion. I mean, think about it. Back in the day, I know the internet came out in the mid-90s, in 96, but pro wrestling and the fan base, the IWC, were quick to hit the notice boards on the internet. They were one of the, we were one of the first bunch of fans that will, that got onto the internet very quickly and got used to it. The point is, there's always been forums for many years, since the 90s, talking about wrestling. So what I'm going to ask, do you think all this hate towards AEW is a detriment to AEW to the point where, that's why so many people aren't watching the product? Do you think that has a big part to do with it?
I mean, it's an interesting question because it's a little bit loaded. I think there was a time where that could have been true, but I think at that time, simultaneously, any publicity was in fact good publicity. I think the worm turned.
Right.
For me, I was critical of certain things from day one, but also when there was positive stuff, I was positive about it as well.
Absolutely.
I mean, a lot of people love fall of 2019. I thought AEW was ridiculous in fall of 2019. I'm the first person who said this reminds me of WCW in the last couple of years. Ridiculous. And people are like, no, it's great and all that. And, maybe I was biased because of, too many undersized indie wrestlers and stupid things like turning your lights out and like the Super Smash Brothers are there who are now the Dark Order. Nobody cared, and then you stop an event in the middle for the Blade, the Butcher, and the Bunny to come out like they're the Undertaker, and nobody cares. And stupid stuff like that. But in 2020, I thought 2020 was great. I mean, you know, and I'm like, I love the Britt Baker character. I love the role model thing. I love how she's picking on Shivani. Even Jericho was okay. I mean, you know, everything was good except for too much Orange Cassidy, which ironically has never changed.
It's fact.
Do I think so now? No, I don't think it's hurting the product. I think it's just a symptom of everyone recognizing, you know, I used to say that there's cracks in the foundation, you know, and this company started on a house of cards, you know, or a bunch of little lies, and the cards created thousands of little paper cuts. And I think those paper cuts, you know, they're starting to bleed out where you can see the blood. For instance, a bloated roster, no creative vision, no, you know, they're completely sports entertainment, which they were saying they're not. They put in the rankings, they abandon the rankings. They put in the rankings, they abandon the rankings. They put in the rankings, they abandon the rankings. The same show. I mean, now they're trying to do stories, but the stories are bad. I mean, they're derivative and bad. And in there's good. Is everything bad? No. Tony Storm has been terrific, marvelous. I mean, you know, a once in a while kind of character that's going to be memorable for years to come.
You think?
Yeah, I think this whole black and white thing, and this whole like, you know, glamorous days of Hollywood, 1940s star. What do you call it?
I know what you're saying. I know what you mean.
Starlet is that the word?
Some shit like that.
Right. Anyway, that's, you know, the Blom bombshell thing. That's you know, that I think it's great. I mean, not every part of it's great. Not part of the blood. Every part of the bloodline was great, but it's overall it's great. And but I think this is just a symptom of bleeding out. And now you have rats jumping off. You got your JDs who, you know, were, and I don't, you know, I've been blocked by
He's
JDs.
turned, bro. He's gone to heel on AEW.
Yeah, people posting this stuff. He's complete. He's fighting with their people. You know,
right.
The people are WrestleJoy. You know, you say anything.
Oh,
negative,
dude, don't get me started on WrestleJoy. Bro, please, why'd you bring them up for?
Because they're supposed to be the kings and queens of positivity. And you say you don't like anything, they start cursing at you and then basically accusing you of like human trafficking. It's like, it's like, I know that you've got 17, you know, Thai slaves in a truck crate just waiting to be shipped. What? Because I don't think anyone cares about Trent Beretta. What? Huh? Is that means I'm involved in international human trafficking? Okay, that seems rational. I mean, sure, that sure seems positivity. That seems like a wrestling joy.
Oh my god, it's a wrestling nightmare, more like it. And to be fair, I'm so happy you brought them up because I look at their accounts just to get a laugh, dude. I'm not lying. Like, I'll go on Twitter just to get a laugh out of WrestleJoy because I think they're husband and wife, right? Apparently,
yeah, they are.
Did you hear about them feuding with Meltzer?
No, because I'm blocked by all of these people, and Meltzer,
bro.
And Meltzer's like the last one. Like Brian Alvarez started about 3 or 4 months earlier, and if you were conspiracy theory, you would think it was to shape the entire network. But then him and Meltzer were fighting online, and now Meltzer is every now and then spewing truths, and now Meltzer is like
lady kind of has
making sense.
Right.
Go ahead.
Actually, no. I'm enjoying this. This is great. Don't worry about me. You're the guest. So.
From you as well. And I'm
no. Yeah, believe me, I'm agreeing with what you're saying. So put it that way. I expected exactly what you said. So what I'm going to
Meltzer and WrestleJoy. This
basically, I think that I forgot their names. I mean, they follow me on.
Remedy,
that's it.
Is it Larry?
I don't know. Anyway, he's always on Twitter tweeting whatever on the X. But anyway. Apparently, them two are always at the, after the pay-per-view scrums, right?
Right, they are.
Asking questions. They always interview Tony Khan and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, apparently Meltzer on his show, and I saw the clip, right? He was just giving shit to WrestleJoy. He just started laughing at him. It was nothing really, man. It was nothing to... They thought they were friends with Dave. Mm-hmm. Dave just laughs at him, right? So, and they were just so butthurt. I know, but apparently he did. I saw a little video of it. It was nothing really.
Dave is
nothing to get upset about.
Except he was WrestleJoy in 1992.
Well, these guys, no shit. the husband and wife combination, they're the most brainwashed. They can't be old school wrestling fans. They must have got into wrestling like in recent years, literally. And I'm talking about the last 5 years since AEW started.
It's probably more like 10 years, but yeah, you can tell the people who were raised on, sort of 2008, Ring of Honor, CZW, House of Glory, PWG, and they have fond memories of ECW, and then they watch the highlights and think it's great. I mean, that's and then they go back and they watch other things and they think, I mean, there's a certain unfairness to, because I know that a lot of modern wrestling fans, and by modern, I mean like anyone who started watching wrestling, sort of around the turn of the century, they go back and they do absorb a lot of wrestle media. I mean, they watch a lot of it. But the problem, it's not the same as watching something in real time. It's like it's like the difference between binge watching a show on Netflix and like, watching in the old days where you had to wait a week and like let the thing marinate and think about it and the anticipation and the cliffhangers and whatever. So a lot of things that you think are stupid, it is stupid because in the 7 seconds it takes for your thing to spin and get to the next show, the cliffhanger's over. You're like, I don't know, the cliffhanger's dumb. Well, it's not dumb if you were thinking about it all week long. But yeah, but they're goofy, but I think they're endemic of a whole lot of fans. I mean, there are fans who tell me you don't watch old school wrestling. And I'm like, shut up. I've been watching wrestling for 50 years. I mean, I'm like, I saw Antonio Inoki and Muhammad Ali on ABC's Wide World of Sports. I mean, it's not that I was purposely looking for wrestling when I'm 4 or 5 years old. It's just you flip through the channels, Muhammad Ali is a big star and he's on free TV. I mean, Muhammad Ali would never be on free TV now. It would be pay-per-views and whatever and all that. But back then, big fights were on free TV. Larry Holmes fights were on they were on ABC. And this kind of thing was on ABC. Meanwhile, I'm out at Red Robin eating, getting burgers. It was my stepson's birthday. He wanted a burger, and he picked Red Robin.
Oh, really? Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, he's 25.
Stepkid.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And he hasn't figured out that there's bottomless fries. The last time we went there, he ordered an extra thing of French fries. I'm like, don't order 2 orders of French fries. It's bottomless. I'm like, anyway. So, and
is this the one I've spoken to too? By the way,
I only have one stepson, so yeah.
Yeah,
I have two actual sons.
I know that. I knew that.
Yeah, and you can see one on the Lippman on UFL, which, by the way, I've been 4-0 on my predictions more weeks than not. Anyway, the point is, I'm looking at all the TVs, and there's like girls' college lacrosse on one channel. There's rodeo on another channel. There's bowling.
Right.
I mean, there's plenty of need, I guess, if you consider a need for sports content on TV.
More than ever.
I have to be honest with you. I mean, John Draper was posting something about how Eddie Vedder was right about the Ticketmaster ripping us off, in 1992, and he was 100% correct. And I was thinking that like cable TV is ripping us off, and all these things are ripping us off, mostly because of the 3 cents and 7 cents and 11 cents they pay for these channels to carry them that none of us want. Nobody wants ESPN3. I mean, maybe you do if your daughter is on the Syracuse, lacrosse team and you want to watch her on TV. But aside from that, no one is watching these channels. And not just, I don't mean to pick on the sports channels, because there's tons of these idiotic content channels. Like they used to be called Lifetime movies, but now they're Lifetime movies, Hallmark movies,
oh God,
A&E movies, BBC movies. They're all the same. And like you could get rid of 2/3 of the channels out there, and nobody in the viewing or consumer audience would care. It's just the cable companies would lose money, and a lot of people would lose their job. Yes, they would, but it's a useless industry to a large degree. Anyway, I have no idea how I got myself on this track, and this isn't Garden of Doom where I just follow a meandering swamp and just dive into it.
That's all right. That was actually pretty interesting, man. And we do this all the time with everybody. Everyone goes on the tangent. We somehow, even me and the vet on the wreckage every week, we somehow go on about something else, even though
it's your fault. Because you're happy to sit around and say nothing and smile and just let someone else talk.
Well, I learned the one thing I've learned now doing this podcast deal for what, 4 years now coming on, far out. Time flies, Jeff. I know. I mean, seriously. But, I hate cutting people off. And, I used to cut people off a lot, dude. So I'd rather, let everybody talk. And I talk a lot as it is.
Oh, that was fun.
Anyway, I just want to acknowledge the chat because we've got a few in the chat right now. We got Chris Willand, and he's got a question. We'll get to that when we get into SmackDown, Chris. So don't worry, I won't forget you. But welcome to the SmackATTACK. Cold Blooded's also in the house. Homeboy 88 is in the house. What's going on, Homeboy? Am I only your podcast brother for life? God damn, Homeboy. Labrat is also in the house saying yeet yeet motherfuckers. And Chris says feet feet feet. And vet, but no vet here. Aaron Ben Shlomo, the king of 2024 or 2K24. Also, Zane, Vicious, the master and ruler of the world. I can't do it like Big Ray does. And I think that's it in the chat right now. You've got all sorts of questions going on. Like Chris wants to know, where's Miro, Jeff?
He's in Bulgaria. He's in Bulgaria pretending that he's injured, where nobody can check him out to realize he's not injured.
Dude, he's the smartest guy. I'm telling you, he's doing all this so he gets paid and doesn't do anything, dude. I mean, even if you look at his run in WWE, there was similar sort of things going on at one stage. And you know what? I'm fine with it because since he's been in AEW, I mean, let's be real. He always wins when he comes back. And then he just says, nah, fuck this. That don't work for me, brother.
Yeah. Miro is one of those guys who, if you actually look at him, he's perpetually disgruntled. He was unhappy in WWE. He's unhappy in AEW. And, you can make excuses for each if you want, depending on which tribe you're on. But the common denominator is him. What else did he do? In WWE, he was perpetually in Lana is involved with another man angles. In AEW, right. he's constantly in, someone is involved with some other woman angle, including that she was going to be involved with other men angles. I mean, this and his creative idea was a video gamer. That's what everyone wants to see of a guy who's jacked to the gills, a Bulgarian brute, a 285-pound man in a promotion of 191-pound heavyweights, and they want to see a gamer. That's the genius. Luckily, Kip Sabian came up with the best man thing so that it was somewhat entertaining, and a wrestling wedding, which are always terribly wonderful. But,
right.
But yeah, and you see Miro, he gets himself into sick shape, and then he gets sort of puffy again. I think Miro is sort of just. I think he's probably suffers from some type of depression. I think he's a little lazy.
I agree. I can see where you're coming from. Labrat says, but Miro only comes back for like 2 to 3 weeks, and then he fades into the bushes.
So they have bushes in Bulgaria? I don't know. I mean, it's a former Soviet bloc. Does anything grow there?
I'm sure they do have bushes, actually, in Bulgaria, Jeff.
I mean, it's sort of like Bizarro Greece, isn't it?
Kinda. I know what you're saying, but just a very Bizarro Greece, if you know what I mean.
It's just on the other side of the Ionian Sea there, right? Isn't it?
No, you're right, yeah.
My favorite country, Croatia.
Yeah, but Croatia's more to the west, if you know what I mean, instead of
I understand the concept of west and east, yes. The cardinal points, yes. Actually, it's not my favorite country is obviously Latvia.
Why Latvia?
It's not. It's just but my friend Kristaps from the eastern border is out of Latvia. My favorite country right now is Kristaps and Anderson. So he does the eastern border. He's a private journalist, and he does good work. And he's actually they've tried to blow him up. They've tried to poison him. He's on like a death list, and his Patreon is actually there so that so they can actually have like a $5,000 escape fund because he's actually on like hit lists.
Jesus.
So if you want to be a Patreon, this one, go join the Eastern Border Patreon, so that the man can live. And he's been on Garden of Doom, by the way, before the Ukraine thing. My actual favorite country is Ukraine because they are fighting the Russians to at least a standstill and like destroying like 50% of the Russian land military, and somehow they've destroyed like 13 naval ships, and Ukraine doesn't have a navy. So I just find that to be fantastic.
Actually, not to get into politics and whatnot, but I just want to say, but isn't Ukraine right now sort of struggling against Russia?
Of course, they're kind of struggling. I mean, because with Russia,
Jeez.
Russia has an endless supply of crap and people, and they release people out of prisons. They hire contractors. They're expanding their conscription ages. They're just throwing waves and waves of people at them. It's like it's their same battle theory, like from 1940s, 1920s. But I guess the saving grace is that 3/4 of it doesn't work, or doesn't work right, or doesn't work consistently. So, and they have no field command. Their officers suck, and they don't have the rank sergeant. So their officers suck. They subscribe to basically World War I battle tactics, and there's no on the ground command that can tell people how to react. So their officers from a safe distance back go, run forward, and they have to run forward. Like a bunch of Cossacks without horses.
God, imagine that. Well, good luck to them, man.
3,000 people trying to overtake a position defended by 32 people. Eventually, they're going to get there. They're just going to lose 1,239 of them.
Jeez, yeah.
This war was supposed to be over in 3 days. I
know, right?
It's going on 3 years.
No, you're right, man. Absolutely. I mean, it was meant to be. I think they underestimated them at first. You know what I mean? And then now they've put their foot down, obviously. And I don't know how much longer this shit's going to go for, but it's got to stop, man. I mean, wars, it is what it is. But anyway,
you're so peacefully.
Well, I mean, look, the Ukrainians have suffered long enough now. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, where's their president right now? Where's he hiding?
Zelensky? What is this whole rumor about him hiding? I mean, first of all, if your nation's... I mean, listen, I don't know anything about Australia, but the United States, if it goes to war, the first thing they do is they get the president on Marine One, then on Air Force One, and they get him into either Iron Mountain or NORAD. I mean, so it is preserve command and control, and commander-in-chief 101 is to keep your president. Zelensky's been the most public and out in the field wartime president of a democracy that I think there's ever been in the history of the world, going except for the days where the kings actually had to lead the army from the front. So I don't know what all this criticism is. There's never been anyone else. I think people are just looking for reasons to criticize Zelensky because apparently he's not white enough and not Christian enough.
God. I hate that term, not white enough, or what's it called, too white, and blah blah blah. Anyway, that's another whole different subject. But you know what? You should maybe check out Garden of Doom.
Completely embedded into this subject about the especially in the upside down world of the alternate reality of the West that somehow that the Putinesques, the protectors of some white Orthodox Christianity, which they are absolutely not.
Don't get me started on that, all right? Actually, we've barred the Russians. And when I say we, I'm talking about the Greeks, that is. Even actually Australia was sort of feuding with Russia a few years back. Tony Abbott, our former Prime Minister, him and Putin were on a collision course. And then there was the G20 meeting that happened in Australia a few years back. Who was the other
Prime Minister after Costello?
Yeah, Costello.
Abbott and Costello. Yeah. Those are my two favorite Australian prime ministers, Abbott and Costello.
Costello's a fucking
Laurel. Then came Hardy. Then came Mo. And then Shem. Really?
Well, right now our prime minister is just another Italian like Costello, but not Costello. But anyway,
all right. So, are you watching Double or Nothing?
I will be. Yeah, actually, I will. Are you?
No. I'm done. I tapped out on AEW a week and a half ago. I'm done.
Dude, I'll be honest. I haven't watched Dynamite, no shit, since not Sasha Banks, since Mercedes Moné debuted on Dynamite. After I heard CEO over and over and over and over again that night, I was just like, okay, I'm done.
She took Imperium's music. She took the Dvorak Ninth Symphony Fourth Movement. I mean, what the hell? What the hell? She said the cuffs were on, you know what? And now they're off. Boy, she's been doing some great work the last 2 years with the cuffs off. I think maybe some cuffs should be back on, at least plasticized something.
She needs more than cuffs. She needs a zipper on her mouth too. I mean, look, to be fair, I think AEW has failed her a little bit. Why make her look, you and I both know she's been healthy for quite a while now, but they wait this long to debut her for Double or Nothing.
I was just healthy.
That's stupid.
I think her ankle's going to crack in two during this match.
Why are you calling Willow green or?
No, I mean, listen, one of the worst women's matches I've ever seen live was Willow against then Roxy in Ring of Honor. Was it because they were green? No, it's because Roxy's too small, and because they do that indie style, you don't change your moveset.
Right.
You like the world's most perfect big woman against small woman or smaller woman match was Asuka against Nia Jax, and you can see exactly how a small woman is supposed to take on a big woman. But no, they don't try to do that, and they're going to try to have Sasha Mercedes do power moves on Willow, and she's not strong enough to do it. And no matter, and Willow hasn't really been trained to help in that to the extent that is necessary. But there's no extent possible because Sasha is tiny and she's got Mercedes and she's gotten smaller. I mean, you can see it. She doesn't have curves anymore. She's gone from being small to tiny. She's gone from being like athletic looking to just skinny because, like acting is what she wants to do. And in Hollywood, you're usually, small and tiny.
Well, and yeah, let's be honest. She's not that good of an actress either, Jeff.
She had one line in season 2 of The Mandalorian. She had one speaking line. It's not an accident.
Brenner79 in the chat wants to know, hey, Jeff, why weren't you on Hammerlock Hangover this week?
Thanks for asking. It's nice to know that there's people listening. This week, I mean, first of all, we have 3 people so that we occasionally could take a week off. This week, it's because I was supposed to be part of an interview that was going on Thursday night, but that interview actually got canceled and rescheduled for a different day. But because Ron and Steve were already set to do it, I let them. And I honestly feel like I'm overexposed and talk too much on the air as it is. So I think less of me might be a good thing.
You don't worry, Brenner. He's on more so than not. So believe me, he'll be there. Too much, he claims. Labra wants to know, did AEW do her wrong or did she sell them a bag of crap? I think there's a bit of... I think right now, AEW did her wrong for now.
I think it's box 3. I don't think AEW is doing anything. I think they're letting her do whatever she wanted. And I don't know that she even sold them a bag of crap. I think they bought it before she even said, let me offer you this bag of crap. I think they made a deposit. They put a security deposit down. They took an option. Yeah. They're like, just sign here. Let us know you need another 0. That's fine. Good. Okay. Perfect. And then she's like, it's this bag of crap. We don't care what's in the bag. Don't worry. Just do your thing. You're a giant star, and you're going to change the game for us.
Oh boy, change the game, right?
They made you change the channel, and you like AEW more than I do.
Who, me? Oh, come on. Actually,
no, the other person on the show.
Oh, I was going to say.
Is Chris around? Chris?
Actually, funny. Yeah, where is Chris? Yeah, good luck to Chris. He's in Montreal right now. So, yeah, man.
Is he in the Royal Mountain?
I have no idea what's going on really anymore. The last I checked, he
didn't he live outside of Winnipeg?
Yeah, but from what he told me, he's doing the border patrol along the US-Canada border. But I don't know why he would have to go all the way to Montreal to do it.
Maybe that's where their training is. I don't know. Well, listen.
No, he did the training in Winnipeg, I'm pretty sure. But the head office or whatever, apparently he's in Montreal. I guess he needs to freshen up his Francois a little bit. What should I say? Not Francois.
Does he have to learn how when you're facing the livestock commission officers from Montana that you're not allowed to shoot them, just like that scene in the Yellowstone?
I have no idea, but Canada, man. Canadians is something else, man. I've got to say, I love Canadians.
A long border to patrol, a long, dangerous, treacherous border.
Yeah, very dangerous compared to the other side, in your neck of the woods, but not your neck of the woods. But in the south, of the US, between Mexico and the US, where you're getting not only Mexicans coming in, but you're getting Chinese apparently coming in too, people from Africa coming in. You're getting all sorts of people coming in from that Mexican US border, dude.
It's mostly not Mexicans, but it is
Yeah,
mostly
that's what I hear too.
Central
Right.
and South America. A lot of Venezuelans, a lot of
True.
I mean, the economies down there are all terrible, so they come up here to and there's really not jobs here. But I mean I think there are jobs if you're willing to work, sort of under the table in the in the black market, I suppose. But I don't want to make that sound like criminal. I just mean like if you're willing to work for cash, without benefits and whatever.
And I'm sure there are plenty of cash in hand jobs, if you know what I mean.
I'm sure there are too. I really don't understand employers who want to do that, though. I mean,
and it's a big risk, dude.
It's not just a big risk. It's also, you can't write it off on your taxes. I mean, I don't understand.
Yeah, but then you don't pay tax though either.
But you still have to pay tax on your business. I mean, presumably you're still in business to make money. Yeah, there's a payroll tax and things like that. But I mean, I'm not so sure that they always do the math. I think that they just think that they're getting ahead by paying someone, $8 an hour, under the table. I mean, you're also, getting the least reliable workforce possible.
Homeboy says in the chat, Chris looks like the Mountie from WWE.
Yes. From now on, he's not. He's no longer Chris. He's now the Mountie. The Mountie 3.0.
Why not? No, unfortunately for Chris, and it's funny. The reason why he hasn't been doing shows also is he just can't watch AEW anymore either. Like, and I don't blame him. We're just talking about.
He hates us both.
He probably hates us too. Nah. Well, I hope not. But you know what?
He's had implants. He's now Robo Mountie.
Funny. D right now is playing on the Xbox RoboCop. What do you know?
Robo Mountie. Well, put a little Mountie hat on it and name your Robot Chris.
Robo Mountie, I like it.
I am ambulatory. I am ambulatory. I am oot in a boot. Sorry.
Oot in a boot.
I must kill you. Sorry. Die, Minnesota scum. Die.
Excuse me. Oh, that was funny.
Sorry.
Boom. Sorry. And then A, are you okay, A? Anyway.
Hey, take off. Grenade launcher.
Oh, no, we don't hate you, Canada, just quietly. We're taking the piece on the fair. Absolutely. We love Canadians.
Great. And I don't know what your problem is with your prime minister, but he is very handsome, so he can do whatever he wants.
Do you believe he's what's it called, son? What's his name? Jeez, I went blank. I'm sure you've heard of this conspiracy since you do Garden of Doom. The old Cuban fucking president, dude. What's his name?
Fidel Castro?
Fidel Castro. Yeah, there we go. I don't know why I went blank on Fidel. But anyway, yeah, apparently I read a few things. I laughed at it. But I don't know. Who knows? Apparently he could be his longtime bastard son.
No, that's Oscar Isaac.
Really?
Oscar Isaac and Pedro Pascal are Fidel Castro's bastard children.
Well, they say also.
Look at them. Look at all pictures of Castro. Mm-hmm.
Well, they say Trudeau. I know he was a handsome man, but apparently Trudeau, resembles him. I don't see the resemblance, but people seem to think.
I see the resemblance with him and Gavin Newsom.
Well,
and Macron.
I don't know. Who knows? Man, Homeboy says Hellblade is a better game. You know what? I know what you're saying, dude. I haven't played Hellblade, but I was kind of disappointed with RoboCop considering all the hype it got. But D seems to love it. But anyway,
let's talk about Homeboy a little bit since we're talking about absolute nonsense.
Let's talk about the crazy Mexicano Chicano.
Is that what he is? Yeah, I have no idea. But Homeboy is on the West Coast. I'm not going to give up where he is. First of all, I don't really even know, but he's on the West Coast, so he's 3 hours earlier than me.
I didn't say it.
Homeboy will disappear for weeks at a time, and then he will frenetically send me texts all at like 2 a.m. my time, like 5, 6, 7 in a row, like mostly about nonsense that I don't do, like video games. And then I will respond. And right now there's a response from me from 3.5 weeks ago that shows delivered but not read.
He can be like that. He's a bit of a ball breaker, Homeboy 88. Shouts to you. Go and check out his show, by the way.
Who is the running back for the Michigan Panthers, who I was supposed to get for an interview, but then he blew out his knee on the first play of the next game, so I guess that's his excuse.
Shout outs to you, Homeboy. No, he's one of us. He's our homeboy, literally. But he's a troublemaker. But you're a troublemaker.
Yeah, my homeboy.
Are we degrading him to Homeboy 8 now, Jeff? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, he's back to the Homeboy 86. By 86, I mean 86. Listen, I am Latino by marriage, but I'm further south than that.
Yeah, you're a Chicano now.
By marriage, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is a Latino household.
It is. Actually is, by the way. Cold Blooded says, I do the same thing, but I have ADHD.
We all have ADHD.
Yeah, trust me, that's facts. But anyway, let's get back to wrestling, shall we, Jeff?
Oh, yeah.
Because I just wanted to touch on a couple of things. I don't know if you noticed, do you know who Ryan Garcia is?
Ryan Garcia? Sounds familiar.
Yes. He's a boxer.
No, I don't.
Anyway. Well, anyway, he's a boxer. He's got a big mouth. I can't stand him. But anyway, that's not the point. He tweeted out, and people, I don't know if you saw it on Facebook, maybe on Twitter also, something about Logan Paul and him abusing people in some sort of text message. Now, I haven't got it. I have to look back and sort of find it again. But the point is, all I wanted to ask, do you think this could, reflect on Logan Paul negatively in WWE?
Yeah. I mean, I've said forever that Logan Paul is amazingly talented in the ring. It's amazing how quickly he's gotten. It's amazing how much of a natural is. But it's just a matter of time before he does something to embarrass the company in its age that's supposed to be post-embarrassment. Vince and all of that stuff. And I think they've gotten the best that they can out of Logan Paul, and they probably should just cut ties with him and be done with it already. And I said that months ago. And maybe this will be the last match we see of Logan Paul. But no, I don't think they'll do. I think that they're still stubborn and they'll go forward. And I don't know how long that Prime sponsorship is, but I do think they've gotten the best out of Logan Paul. His act is already old. It's it's just with the brass knuckles. And it's one thing if it's like Roddy Piper or MJF that's a wrestler doing it, but
right,
since Logan Paul has this outside star, to have like an Andy Kaufman wrestling shtick is. We're expecting something different. I mean, it's always the same. You got KSI or one of his other sidekicks hiding in the
speed,
right? One of his flunkies is there giving him it's always the same. And in 2024, you can't always do the same, especially if you're supposed to be a special attraction. Special attractions shouldn't always be the same unless you're actually a giant. Then you can't. You're like almost. You really can't do anything except surprise people by not being completely klutzy.
True. Homeboy says he has a tremendous left hook, but he's crazy as a shithouse rat.
He said the same thing about you, Homeboy.
You could say the same thing about Homeboy. You're pretty local, Holmes. I'm talking about you, Homeboy.
And he's got quite a left hook. Let me tell you, when he punched me in the jaw, it almost hurt.
It almost hurt. I like it. Anyway, let's go to some WWE news, actually, Jeff, before we get into SmackDown. Former WWE writer says Cody Rhodes didn't act as expected during segment with The Rock. So these Gerwitz basically saying, and this is what he went on to say on Busted Open Radio this past week. He says, "I'm playing chess, you're playing checkers. I'm one step ahead of you," Gerwitz said. "More like I got you, Roman, and I'm finishing my story, and you're gonna get fucked. This is all going to work in the end," type of thing. That doesn't make sense. But anyway, again, this is why I say I don't blame Cody. I think Cody's attitude was, well, I don't like the decision, but I understand. I understand the business that could be done here, so I'll go ahead as best as I can do it. And he did it. And at the time, we certainly weren't thinking, oh my God, Cody ruined our brilliant creative. But Gerwitz goes on to say that nobody knew if their decision to have Rhodes give up the WrestleMania main event was going to work. For a second, it seemed fine as the crowd in Birmingham, Alabama, popped for The Rock, but the vitriol came hard and fast afterwards. Gerwitz then said, what happened next basically changed the course of WWE history. And he goes on to finish and say, he left me a voice message saying, okay, he's one out. What if I turned heel? I'm just saying, what if I turned heel? What if we completely flip this thing on its ear and we go into an entirely different direction? I assume he's talking about The Rock, and that was it. He also said some other shit about I don't know what your take is, Jeff, but you know, they were apparently having discussions in hotel rooms about you know, this whole Cody mess with The Rock. I was always saying that this was always a work. They did this on purpose to build up Cody a little more. But according to Gerwitz, if true or not, apparently it wasn't a work, and they were having intensive meetings, and they were supposed to have The Rock versus Roman Reigns for WrestleMania. Do you believe all that?
I don't believe anything that Gerwitz says, to the extent that whatever he's saying it at a 10. The reality is probably a 2. So I'm sure there's some truth to it. I'm sure they had discussions. I'm sure some of this was last minute. You could tell that some of it was a little awkward and unplanned, but other things were completely planned. What, they just came up with The Rock's entire family tree on the whim? No, I mean, this was clearly mostly planned. So, I mean, and this is just WWE trying to control the narrative and the news cycle all the time with a little bit of bullshit controversy.
I agree.
Just like how they you all of a sudden you hear stories. Becky hasn't resigned, but she's got the title. Ooh, you know, I mean,
just like AJ apparently too.
Right. Yeah. Right. We're concerned about LA Knight's contract in 2025, Kevin Owens' contract that expires in December. Didn't they just? I feel like they just re-signed Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I feel like it was just like yesterday.
I know it does feel like 2 years ago, I think, or last year. No, it was last year, was it not?
How long were they saying that Drew McIntyre wasn't re-signed? Of course he was re-signed
for a good 8 months at least, right?
Months and months and months. Right. You know, but of course, with someone like Damian Priest, that they don't leak it. They just let you know, oh yeah, we re-signed him in February. I mean, you know, that's just like Gerwitz is a worker. And his job right now is The Rock is away. He's doing his movie, and his job right now is to make sure nobody forgets that The Rock exists and is still sort of the final boss and is still sort of all this, because wrestling fans tend to forget things, and wrestling fans love to. I mean, the entire world has become wrestling fans in that they're all conspiracy theorists. And so that's all this is. This is just him continuing to not stir the pot. He's just continuing to marinate every now and then. And next time it's not going to be Gerwitz, it'll be Danny Garcia is going to say something. And then The Rock himself will make a comment from some, from someplace. And then they'll have Simone Johnson, Ava slip and say something. You know, my father wanted to be the hero, but everyone treated him like a villain. You know, we're going to get little shit like this until he's ready to come back, whatever, Survivor Series or whatever. He, comes on the Tron, and then, Royal Rumble when he actually shows up in person, or whatever this plan is.
I agree. There's a bit of both things going on there for sure. But The Rock's little run was great. I mean, I loved it. I loved his final boss gimmick. Whether he came to wrestle Roman Reigns, I personally think, like, if I think next year is going to be the time where him and Roman face off. I mean, and I think it was all done that way. But then again, maybe even the year after. Don't be surprised if it's not for another 2 years. But we'll see.
He's pretty old, but he's taking all those medicines to keep him eternally young. He's drinking that baby adrenochrome. So.
Oh God, that's everyone is on that shit apparently.
Well, I mean, it's safer and it works really freaking quickly. I mean, but yeah, I mean, they can go a lot of ways. You can have Cody versus The Rock. You could have Roman versus The Rock. You could have the Roman against Cody as a heel face, reverse the roles. People are talking about Solo, being against Roman or the Rock, which I don't think Solo is anywhere ready near that.
No way.
That yet, but, and not for WrestleMania anyway, but for something else maybe. There's so many different ways they can go, which is interesting, and I like it. It's so different than Vince McMahon era, where there was always one person was going for the title and only one person was interested in the title at all, and it's not realistic. It's that's what makes titles feel important when there's more than one people interested in all of the titles. They still haven't quite figured it out with the tag teams, but they'll get there. I hope, think, maybe. Though I mean, I hate half the tag teams, but that's all right. That's a different story. The list of things that I hate is very long, and I don't really hate anything. I mean, I use it hyperbole.
Yeah. With the H, right?
H to Z.
It's been a bit of a slow week when it comes to news, so I'm only going to say one more bit and we'll get into SmackDown. This is back to AEW, but did you hear who AEW apparently signed? And he made his debut on Rampage?
I don't know. Who?
Jimmy Jacobs, dude. Why would they fucking...
Jimmy Jacobs has been with...
as a writer, but he apparently they've signed him as a talent, and he actually wrestled.
And he got pyro, which, I mean, to waste pyro on Jimmy Jacobs is the most Tony Khan thing to do, because Tony Khan was raised on 2007 Ring of Honor, where Jimmy Jacobs was pyro. He was like their version of like Kevin Sullivan and Raven, sort of except a miniature, which is exactly what Tony Khan likes. He likes the big characters except miniature size, just like him.
Big characters, my ass. Even the little miniature ones are not big characters, but
I hate it. Small packages is
right.
So they could use a hornswoggle or something, but no, Jimmy Jacobs is ridiculous. I mean, and he's old. It's like this is why the talent in AEW is frustrated. Sanjay Dutt gets more TV time than 3/4 of the wrestlers. Sanjay Dutt's been on TV 100 more times than Lance Archer has. You have a 6'8", 250-pound guy, and he's never on TV, which is probably good because he would just do Brian Cage and lose 16 out of 17 matches.
Dude, I remember years ago, we used to say, like, the joke of if you're under 6'2" and weigh over like 250.
Well, that was that was you and Chris. Mine was just like big men exist in AEW to make little men look good.
I know, but the point is, we said it back then as a joke. Like, we're jokingly saying it, but boy, did that ring true. We're being half serious. Right, no, we're being half serious, but when I say half serious, I truly didn't think that's what was going to happen in the future.
Big in AEW, and now you look at him now, like the Randy Orton, he looks like a midget.
Man, unbelievable, that company. And like I said, I don't want to hate on AEW. I don't hate them.
I do.
But boy, their fan base makes you want to shit on them. Like,
absolutely,
every day.
It's listen. If it was just a shitty product, I don't talk about MLW. I ain't talking about. I'm not talking about TNA. I'm not talking about NWA. Actually, I'm looking forward to NWA going on the CW on the actual TV channel in October to see if maybe money they add some wrestlers. They go back to being NWA Power from 2018 or 2019, whenever they were good for those 2 seasons. And hopefully, I would love to see NWA become the number 2 promotion in the country, at least by viewers. But right now it's unwatchable. You don't hear me talking about it unless it's like a context like this, because there's not NWA fans that are all over the place telling you how great and how successful and how wonderful and how beautiful it is. I see the NWA wrestlers promoting their shows, and they should. That's their job. They're supposed to promote it. Don't miss, Carney Days where Billy Corgan struggles with his wedding and trying to plan a pay-per-view. Yeah, that's exactly what Trevor Murdoch is supposed to do. That's what EC3 is supposed to do. I'm not going to watch it, but I'm not going to. But you don't encounter dozens of fans saying NWA is the best. You guys are stupid. They're making so much money. They're so successful. They're gonna put New Japan out of business. WWE. It's not AEW fans that they're like yelling loudly, and they get louder and louder. The fewer and fewer they are, and the more real. They're like if you picture the United States, they're like stuck in Omaha. They're like in a circle in Omaha, and they're like running around in circles, protecting themselves, like in what was the History of the World of the Blazing Saddles, when the wagon train was defending itself from the Native Americans, and then there was Levon Little's one family. They only had their one train, and they were going in a super fast Gilligan's Island circle because nobody.
Oh my god, that is awesome, Jeff.
Those are the those are the AEW fans. Is the Cleavon Little wagon being pulled by a mule? That's going in fast forward and getting really loud and screechy.
Oh boy, and that, like Breno says, was it Breno? Oh no, it was Labrat. Labrat says, plus Tony Khan is just as bad as his fans. Not a good look. Facts. It's true. He's exactly like the fan base.
Everyone says, stop the tribalism. First of all, no, it's human nature. Secondly,
Right.
Tony Khan is the one who keeps saying that tribalism is good. It's healthy. It's a sign of healthy competition. No, it's not. Especially if your tribe has 17 people and the other tribe is like 3 billion people. I mean, it's not healthy. It's suicidal. But we just got canceled for the word suicide.
Oops. Yeah. Hey, so don't laugh. But we said the Koof Koof on one show, and the whole Hameen Media Group on YouTube, the actual channel which we're on right now, got suspended for 3 weeks. I kid you not, bro.
Yeah, well, listen. There's plenty of reasons. There's plenty of reasons why the Hameen Media Group.
No, but it said it. It came up. It happened on the SmackATTAck, as a matter of fact, because of one of our guests. It wasn't me. I didn't do it, but it was our guest that did it at the time. And no shit, I saw the message, and it was because of the Koof Koof. The proper word. I'm not going to say, but
I don't know what the proper word is. But
don't make me say it. The C word.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude. I kid you not. That is facts. Exactly, Breno.
In the United States, you don't say it, but in other countries, like in England and Australia and Ireland, it's like nothing.
Bullshit. Yeah, what happened in Australia during that time.
I have no idea what happened in Australia during that. I don't know what that time is.
Well, 2020 I'm talking about. But anyway, let's not get into that. That's a whole different thing. And plus, I don't want to...
Problems in 2020. I don't worry about what's going on in Australia. I don't care. It's like 17 people.
We'll do shows then, Jeff. God damn it. Anyway, Breno also says AEW is about the only thing that could unite Cornette, Bischoff, and Russo.
You know what I say about Australia? Know your role and shut your mouth.
Oh, fine. And speaking of, I mean... You know what you said? I don't know what Australia does when America goes to war. Well, guess what? Australia goes to war with America. We're the only country.
Yeah, right. That's your role. And shut your mouth.
That's our role. Yeah,
Be
exactly.
happy about it.
Exactly. With America's bitches. Anyway, Cold Blooded said Don Stevens is always watching. Oh, she is. Or he is. Who the fuck knows? Labrador says, see you next Tuesday. What do you mean by that? What's going on next Tuesday? Okay. Well, anyway.
I get that from Britney Spears. I get the reference.
Okay, I didn't get it.
My favorite hardcore rock artist, Britney Spears.
Oh yeah, right.
That's thrash metal.
Well, yeah, big time. That's pretty much.
Honestly, the pre-show starting now for Royalty of the Ring.
Royalty of the Ring. I know. Don't you hate?
King of the Ring is too much. I decided just to limit it to Royalty of the Ring.
Yeah, no, fuck that. I'm still going to be calling it King of the Ring. That's how I knew
Rotor.
it. All right.
I'm calling it Rotor. The Rotor.
Okay,
Royalty
fine.
of the Ring.
Royalty of the Ring. Rotor. Right. That's the abbreviation, right?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway. So you know what? There wasn't much more news, Jeff, and everything else just doesn't. It all comes across as tabloid shit to me right now.
What about homework?
Well, yeah, there's that.
We can make fun of Chris, but he's not watching.
I bet he's not. That's what's funny. Labrador says Australia can't even win a war with kangaroos or any wildlife. Actually, wait a minute.
The Australian military actually lost the war to emus.
Emus, not kangaroos. Just quietly.
Just said emus. I know.
So, Labrador, you got it wrong. Pendejo.
There were some casualties to the emus, but the Australian military gave up on their own land.
I know. It's blown out of proportion. Technically, it's not like we lost the war to emus. That's the joke. All right, that's the joke, but it's a true story.
You are emus bitches. Emus run your country.
You know, emus, right? Are they one of the dumbest animals on the planet too?
Yet they defeated your military.
How does that work, right? I mean, come on.
Well, maybe because Australians are the dumbest animals, not one of the dumbest animals.
Yeah. You know what? We're lucky we didn't go to war with cassowaries. Have you seen how bad those things are?
Yeah, imagine if you tried with crocodiles. Oh my goodness!
Oof. Australian crocodiles apparently are the biggest in the world, dude.
I mean, any Australian soldier that has chlamydia, I've got to wonder if they lost koala bears.
Well, that's exactly right. Actually, funny enough, I saw a video of a koala, but this made me laugh, dude. And we'll get into SmackDown.
Really?
Of a woman. No, seriously, this thing was on the side of the road, right? In Australia, right?
Mhm.
And this woman's like, oh, look how cute it is, like, blah, blah, blah. And she's going up to it to pet it, right?
Mhm.
This thing just turned, dude. It started mauling her. Like, full on, she's screaming, like, oh, my God.
They're
help,
wild
blah, blah.
animals, and they're not nice. I mean, the only way
They're not nice.
is if they get domesticated from a young age, or they're spoiled for a long time, and they associate human beings with giving them food and pleasure. That's it. Other than that, they're mean, and they're supposed to be mean because they're small little things that defend themselves by going into the trees, not by standing and hiding. So if an animal comes up to them, and a human being is an animal, they're going to defend themselves because they're going to think it's a predator, because they're an animal. That it's fight or flight, and they can't flight. They have no ability to flight.
They actually can't, right? You're right. It's true. And they've got big claws, dude. They've got massive claws, so they can do damage. But,
to climb
anyway.
trees, but then also to use defensively. So don't walk up to a koala bear unless you're in one of those, preserves where there's somebody who's trained the koala bear. Make sure it's like been eating eucalyptus leaves all day or whatever the fuck they feed
Yeah, because they're
to make sure
stoned.
it's nice and happy and fat.
Yeah, because the eucalyptus leaves actually get them stoned. That's actually true. That's why
Right.
they're docile like that. You're
Why
right.
do you think
Facts.
eucalyptus is in half the moisturizers that are sold? I mean, because it soothes the savage beast. So all right, so SmackDown. Let's do it.
Let's
we've
get into
talked nonsense
SmackDown.
for an hour.
It's SmackATTAck.
I know, but I don't want to miss this women's tag team match.
Yeah, no, neither do I. You're right. That's why.
It'll be huge.
That's why it will be. And speaking of huge, let's talk about Nia Jax versus Bianca Belair. And mind you, Nia Jax wins by pinfall via the bonsai drop, advancing to the Queen of the Ring finals tonight. Well, today, shall I say. Dude, I knew this was obvious. I mean, Bianca Belair, they were trying to, sell the knee for the last couple of weeks. Obviously, for her to lose to Nia Jax. That's all that was, right?
Right.
And lose she did. And you know what? I felt Nia Jax looked tremendous in this match. I'm actually liking her run right now.
I agree. And listen, they started Bianca's knee injury at least 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago,
right.
exactly
Maybe
to get
3.
to this point. And,
Exactly.
and they booked it brilliantly and perfectly. The only thing I'm confused about is what the hell is Lyra Valkyria doing at the other end? I mean, I guess her taking it's supposed to put her over, but I guess nobody expects her to win, so her taking the loss is no big deal, which is I guess fine. I don't know what they really see in her, but that's not really. I mean, I know that she's a good worker, but to me, she's like the female equivalent of like a Kyle O'Reilly or Roderick Strong. It's like, she can work in the ring, she's safe, but basically a zero. But anyway,
that's it. Right.
This match was really good. Bianca still looks strong. I'm seeing a lot of complaints that she's on the pre-show. Listen, there's 6 matches on the card. It's in Saudi Arabia, where 10 years ago women couldn't go out in public without being covered. Period. And it's just be happy for what it is. And she's got a title, and her story isn't a main event title. Her story is her and Jade. The Mega Powers. The female Mega Powers. So no, but I thought this match was. I agree with you. The match was great, and Nia has been much better this time around. She's really putting the work in, and she's taking it seriously. And I guess you don't know what you got till it's gone. And she learned her lesson, and she's not just going by size and nepotism now. So good for everyone.
Brenna wants to know, why have Bianca do the powerbomb if she was going to lose, though? I agree with him, actually.
Why? To show that she can. To show that she's powerful.
But shouldn't you save that for a big sort of moment, like Hogan? Okay, interesting.
No.
Plus her knee, though, dude. She's supposed to have a bad knee.
And heel Daniel Bryan. No. What's wrong?
I can see what he's saying, though. So, and I actually do agree with you, Breno. Honestly, plus her selling the knee.
Listen,
and she still pulled that off.
The KOD to lose. That's the question. The power bomb is not her finisher. It never has been.
That's true, but that's impressive. I know Nia's lost weight. Don't get me wrong. She's not as big as she used to be, but she's still a big woman.
I understand. And that's to show you that Bianca is a superwoman, even with one leg, and can still do a power bomb on a 300-pound woman. I don't get the controversy. Anyway, move on.
Okay, interesting.
I'm right. He's wrong. You're wrong. Everyone else is
Chris
wrong.
Williams says, Nia is the only person who could get the women's crown over. Lyra would fizzle out as soon as it touches her head. If we get Lyra versus Becky at SummerSlam, this is a piece break for certain. It shouldn't happen, but we'll get to that in a moment.
Why is it going to be Lyra? It's going to be
right.
SummerSlam is going to be Rhea versus Liv. What are we talking about here?
No, he's talking about Lyra, Valkyria,
Lyra's not going to be in the main event against Becky. I mean, unless
it's not happening. That's what I'm saying.
Becky's going to re-sign her. Is going to take some time off after she re-signs her contract if she hasn't already, and everyone's going to wonder. They're going to do this fake MJF thing. Has she signed? Is she a free agent? Ooh.
Please, you're right.
By the way, the story finally came out that MJF had re-signed in 2022. Remember who said he signed back in 2022? This guy right here.
And we said that years ago. Like even when you said it, I remember you saying that. But we agreed. And it was a little report that did come out back then.
You will agree with me when you're on a show with me, and you'll agree with someone else when you're on a show with them. So you're like Meltzer.
Oh, come on. No. That's because... No. That's because fucking generally I do agree with you guys. I mean,
you are the proof positive of the quantum temporal simultaneous theory.
Hey,
you can be on all four bases at the same time.
I didn't agree with. Look, unless you change my mind, right? Like the vet has got to. If I agreed with something that he didn't agree with, like if you listen to the show right now, for example, he'd tell me, right, and then tell me why you shouldn't agree with it, and if he makes sense. Then I could change my thoughts, and that's what the vet's good at. He's actually like breaking down shit a lot better,
He's very well spoken, and he usually does make sense. Doesn't mean he's always right, but he's
not always right.
He always makes sense.
He does make sense. That's why he's the vet. But hey, I didn't agree with you about Bianca Belair just quietly. First of all, so I agreed with Breno and not you, Jeff. But still, I do agree generally with most of the stuff.
Breno, that's fine.
Anyway, Labrat says, good to see Nia and KO working out, slimming down. Good to see. That is good to see. Who's what?
Who's Co?
I have no idea. Oh, Kevin Owens.
Oh, I see.
Co. Anyway,
like I did Kingston, but for short, they're tight like this.
Yeah, it could be Kofi. Could be Kofi Owens.
Yeah, Kofi Kingston has definitely been slimming down. Getting that AEW shit.
Oh, big time. And anyway, Chris, Lyra is not winning, and come on, Nia is the one that's going to wear the crown and be obnoxious. It's set up for her to win it. I mean, it's perfectly set up. But anyway, absolutely. Let's move on though to post-match. We see Caleb Braxton interviewing Nia while Bianca gets medical attention in the corner. Jax calls out Lyra, who is sitting at ringside, mind you, and says she just buzzed through Bianca Belair the same way she did Becky Lynch, and she's going to win tomorrow and then win the title at SummerSlam. And then we see, A-Town Down Under. I'm not going to get into it, but next we see Bianca Belair in the back with a trainer, and we see Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae giving a shit, basically. Who cares? Then Cargill saves the day, right? I know. And that's about it. So let's move on. We see A-Town Down Under in the ring, set up for the Grayson Waller effect. Grayson welcomes us to the show, and Austin Theory hypes up.
What are your feelings about Grayson Waller now?
I actually like him much more now, actually. I think he's outshining Theory, as a matter of fact.
Well, that's
which is weird. I know, but Theory was a lot bit like... I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's his confidence or WWE don't see him the way Vince saw him, for example. I mean, it's no secret that Vince sort of, pushed Theory.
Push.
But, right, and I actually was it a bad push? That's what I'm saying.
No, I mean,
he wasn't mad at it.
Many times, but he's a tag team champion right now, undeservedly so. I just think
they cooled off on him, Waller.
He's got jokes. They're not funny. And once his jokes don't land, he has nothing. Like, he was supposed to keep that segment together last night, and he can't.
Right.
Like, The Miz, for all of his faults, he knows when there's dead space and he's got to fill it with something. Grayson
Yeah,
Waller
but the
just
Miz
sits
is
there
on
with
a different level, dude. Funny enough.
but you don't give someone a talk show. I mean, Carmelo Hayes is supposed to be talky. Austin Theory, he can't say anything because he's a dim bulb. He's just a dumb jock. That's not just his character. That's his real life. And
do you think so? Do you think he's like that in real life?
Absolutely.
Okay, interesting.
And,
but same as Waller. Waller comes across like that jock fucking guy too.
Waller's not supposed to be. Waller's supposed to be like me. He's supposed to be wisecracking, and the reason you trust someone to give them a talk show is so that they can always talk and there's never dead space, even if it's not good. That they're supposed to fill it, and he had no idea what to do with the dead time, and neither did Carmelo Hayes, unless they told him.
Oh, how childish was it, dude?
It's he looks so small, and then and then LA Knight coming out by himself. That was pretty weak, also. And LA Knight and the Street Profits, that doesn't make any sense.
Oh, what the hell was up with that, dude? We'll get to that in a moment, but that was fucking. Actually, let's move on, shall we? Because
at least B-Fab still has a job. My goddess.
Was it you that used to crap on about B-Fab all the time? Or was
no, I was B-Fab's only fan.
Oh. Who the hell was always crapping on about her, man?
You.
No, it wasn't me. I've never been a fan of hers, and she sucks. Okay, I didn't care what any. I can't remember who was the one that used to tell me otherwise.
She should be doing the TV show because she would have known dead air, and I'm going to fill it.
Jeez, dude, she is dead air. I'm sorry. I hate to say it. I don't want to sound like a prick. No, come on, no, seriously, Jeff. She's so useless, dude. She can't wrestle. She doesn't talk. She's just there. Well,
so they don't let her talk. She should do the Grayson Waller effect. She'd fill. There'd be no dead air. She'd fill it. Don't worry. Say less.
God. Hey, well, yeah. Say less. So you think Grayson Waller is just not living up to the hype in your eyes? Basically, You've never been a fan of his.
Rarely liked him. Let me say.
That's true.
Rarely liked him.
That's the thing. And the street. Actually, let's get into the match next. All right. The thing is, B-Fab will get released soon. And one more thing about, I think she will. I'm sorry. Yeah, B-Fab is fine to look at, but she ain't fine in everything else. I'm sorry, Breno, but I don't know.
If they let her actually be a manager instead of insisting that Bobby Lashley is the leader of this crew.
You see,
if they let her speak, like the thing is, they're putting these women in these factions where they also have a leader man and sometimes a manager like Paul Ellering, and nobody's doing the lead talking. But like Elektra Lopez is a better speaker than most of the men in that faction, and B-Fab is a better speaker than either of the Street Profits, and certainly better than Bobby Lashley, who, by the way, everyone knows that Bobby Lashley and me are married.
Yeah, I was gonna do what we used to do back in the
everybody except Bobby Lashley knows they were married anyway.
Trust me, he gets excited. But you know what? Why have they cooled down on Lashley though, like the way they have, Jeff?
Maybe he really is. Maybe he really did injure himself in a training accident. Maybe he did really, tear his pec or something. Who knows? I don't know.
How long has it been now, dude? It's been over a year that he's been in purgatory, pretty much.
Well, he's had a few matches with what's his face Cross.
Yeah, right. But that was horrendous. Let's be honest.
Well, I mean, Cross lost, so that was good. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they're just giving him time to rest. I don't know. They everyone says wrestlers need time to rest, but when they actually are given time to rest, everyone whines and cries about it. So,
you're right. That's true. But they're giving rest now more than ever, Jeff.
Well, yeah, and that's why they have too many people on the roster, is so that you can give someone 2, 3, 4 months off if they need it, without declaring whatever the injury is. I don't know. Listen, I'm a Bobby mark. I want Bobby to have one more run at the title. I wanted him to be drafted to Raw without the Street Profits, and he could have been that alpha, healed, or face, against Damian Priest or Drew McIntyre or CM Punk whenever he comes back. If not Bobby, at least LA Knight, someone to go on that other show and do something. But whatever. It is what it is. In any case, this was a Gaga match for the faces to win in front of.
It was a good match, like for television. Don't get me wrong, it was fine.
And by the way, world, if you looked around that audience, that's what an Arab looks like. Everybody in Saudi Arabia, that's where all Arabs came from. Arabs are there everywhere else, conquered and colonized, the dirty word, North Africa and the rest of Middle East.
North Africa was very colonized. I hate to say, but
by sword and scimitar. But
Yes.
as was the rest of the Middle East. So those of you who think that, in a place that you've made up that doesn't exist called Palestine, which is named for Philistine, which is a Greek city, by the way.
It is. Actually, you're right. You're actually
they're not
right.
African. They're Asians, and they're
Who
not
said
even
they're
Arabs.
African? Who thinks they're African?
Students in the United States colleges, idiots.
No, really? Wow.
Saudi Arabia is the westernmost part of Asia.
I can't believe what I just heard. That is wow. Anyway, actually, Palestine, the people is kind of I don't want to offend anyone, but I just want to say it.
I just did it.
It's a collection of different Arabs, sort of, you know what I mean?
Arabs,
like
North
Lebanese,
Africans, Canaanites,
right?
Europeans. Sorry, it is. There are a lot of Greeks, a lot of Romans.
There's a lot of Greek churches in friggin' Palestine, dude.
And Greek back then wasn't Greece as you understand it. It was
right.
It was Greece through Croatia, Bulgaria, Armenia, Turkey. I mean, all of Western Turkey. That was called Anatolia. There was Anatolia before there was Greece. Greeks didn't call themselves Greeks.
No, we call ourselves Hellenes, actually.
Yeah,
Hellenes.
They called there was Achaeans, then there was Mycenaeans. I mean,
right. They're different factions of Greeks, quote unquote, if you know what I mean.
Persians and Aryans, which in the Iranic the part of there. So everyone, shut up. Learn a little.
That is stupid.
Before you're going through, black and white, or if you're going to pick a black and white, at least pick actual countries that exist in the real world.
And be smart, too, about it, for crying out loud. I mean, what you just said blew my mind, dude. If that's true, wow. I mean, it is true. It's not that if it is true. But that's crazy, dude. But anyway, let's get back. Oh, yeah, one more thing about the prophets. I've had this argument with John a few weeks ago about the prophets. For me, I rather them as heels still. I know it didn't work out. But do you care? Right now, to me, they're cold as cold can be. Montez Ford is one thing, and what's his name? Jeez, I went blank on his panel. And Angelo Dawkins. Montez, look, I think could be a star, but you know what? I'm sick of his shtick, man.
He's corny.
I'm sick of
Montez has
corny as
all the potential in the world, but he's not there. His personality isn't there, and if it's not there now,
it's fake too, Jeff. It comes across as really fake, dude.
So the problem for Montez is that he's a natural heel, just like it's the same problem.
Absolutely, I agree.
And because it's not his time.
Thank you for saying that. Because like if John was here, he'd be shitting on us, right?
Yeah, in 2 or 3 years, he can be his natural self and be a natural heel. No, he doesn't need Bianca to do that. No one needs Bianca to do. They don't need to be a power couple. They could, but Bianca is John Cena. She can be basically the forever face. And people complain about it now, but in 20 years they'll be like, "Oh my God, so brilliant." But yeah, they're corny AF right now. Montez Ford is annoying. Angelo Dawkins is a little bit annoying too. But yeah, as heels, it would work, and they should stay together as a tag team because they're one of the few tag teams. And what do you want your tag team champions to be? Awesome Truth and A-Town Down Under and DIY and New Catch Republic. Most Pretty Deadly, who's been completely forgotten.
I forgot about them, dude. What's happened to them?
AOP, who are the least intimidating big men I think I've ever seen since the Sangha Maniacs. Yes, I admit they sucked in hindsight.
Thank you.
But I still love Sangha.
Thank God. Boom, out of here.
I still love Sangha. Veer was the weak link there. And Jinder, they both suck. Jinder hindered Jinder. And Sangha. Bring back Sangha.
Oh.
Hashtag bring back Sangha. Trending.
Maybe AW will get him. Don't be surprised. But anyway.
Yeah, Ring of Honor and lose to the righteous.
That's true. Oh, anyway, we're not here to talk AW, but don't get me started on that either. Also, I mean, yeah, look, I agree with you 100%. I'm glad you said it. So, John, eat dicks. Okay, there you go. I said it. Because we're going back and forth about it.
They should absolutely get a run with the tag team championships. Absolutely.
No, absolutely. But I think they should be heels. They would come across as much better as heels.
and let B-Fab do the talking, and let's see if Jimmy's right or Jeff is right. Let's find out. Give her some freedom. Let her be the spokesperson, and trade Bob for someone else. To a Raw SmackDown thing. Whatever. Anyway, moving on.
Anyway, LA Knight and the Street Profits do win by pinfall with a frog splash from Montez Ford onto Grayson Waller, and that's that.
After the blunt force by LA Knight.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying what it really is. But yes, that's what it was to end the match.
Star got his finisher in. I mean, that's the.
Well, actually,
we had to see that.
Also, actually, about LA Knight, do you think WWE have cooled off on LA Knight, even though the fans are still behind him? But I feel like slowly, I don't want to say they don't give a shit, but they're starting to not give a shit like they did, say, a couple of months back.
No, he's gonna face Logan Paul at SummerSlam for the U.S. title and win it. I mean, we've been saying that. I've been saying it for months.
No, that's true. I said that too.
When they had I mean, listen. This is what wrestling fans are weird because they think everybody needs to be in a prominent spot. What are you going to? You just had Cody finish a 3-year.
It's bad timing. Him getting over is actually bad timing.
So bad timing to get over. But they're building a new bloodline story. They're building a bloodline civil war. When the bloodline civil war is a bloodline civil war, then you might need a new person to be at the top of the card to face Cody, and that may be his time for that. He's fine. He's exactly fine. The crowd loves him. He's selling merchandise. He's making money. He knows this is a job. He's worked the indies in a bunch of shit promotions. He's making money. He's fine. People who think titles are real, they're silly. They're just an example that the company wants you to be high on the card. But if you're already high on the card, it doesn't matter. If you're already selling merch, it doesn't matter. So he's fine. He's gonna have a title. Don't you worry.
It's no secret that he said this like publicly that he wants a world title run, not a US title, intercontinental title. He wants a world championship run. Will he get that though, Jeff? At 41, I don't know. Time will tell.
Yeah, I think he will. I think he will have a world title run at some point. I don't think it'll be particularly long, but yeah, I think that he will. But there's people out there saying AJ Styles needs one more run. Finn Balor needs one more run. They want everyone else to have one more run. Like, everyone's going to have 10-day runs? By the way, I've had the 10-day runs. It's no fun.
No, they're not. Yeah, they're not fun. Neither are one-day runs. But anyway, we won't go there. But
just wait till you've heard one day. You get a colonoscopy, and you got to take that through. It's a force.
I don't want to take that journey. Please, let's not go there.
Just you know what? Just bring your charger and all of your media into the bathroom and just never leave.
Yo, come on. Anyway,
you say come on when you were there. You're going to go. Should I listen to the Jeff?
Wow. You know what? I probably will think of you. Anyway, let's not go there. Anyway, next.
You when I have explosive diarrhea for 24 hours.
Jeez,
I get that a lot. Don't worry.
That's a bad one, Jeff. Anyway. Next, we see Cody Rhodes and Logan Paul make their entrances. Essentially, this was the shittest segment I have seen either one of these two ever in. I'm straight up.
Grayson Waller looked terrific.
It fucking did, dude. Straight up. And I've wrote in my notes, no shit. This was G-rated. This felt like child's play. It felt like, I don't know, man. It felt very kiddie shit, like it's for the kids, man.
Even the brass knuckles look like they were made out of styrofoam with like gold spray paint.
Yeah, and it probably was 100%. It probably is. You know what I mean?
The most interesting thing about this segment was Logan Paul's green leather Louis Vuitton jacket, which is probably like a $24,000 jacket.
Oh, 100%. That's all. No shit. I'm not even going to get into this segment. This was the definition of PG. Even worse, I'll say it was G-rated. Like, it was that bad.
This doesn't get a rating like this. This was shit. The rating was S for shit. This was shit.
It was.
It made Grayson Waller look interesting.
It really did. I'm glad you felt the same way because that's how I felt. I was like, this is pathetic. But anyway,
no chemistry with each other. None. Zero.
Yeah, it's kind of odd, man, because, Logan so far has been so good with all these feuds, you want to call them.
I think he's being exposed. He's being overexposed as somebody. He's one note, and he's great every now and then, But weekly? No, he's not. It's the same thing over and over again.
Actually, Chris brings up a good point too. Funny the lack of Prime being part of the show. That's interesting. That's true too. But they did just sign with C4 Energy, right? I mean, which is also interesting.
Well, listen, I mean, that might be that they're not allowed to sell Prime in Saudi Arabia. We have no idea what the reason for that is. Prime is still a sponsor of certain shows, but it may not be a sponsor of every show.
Right. Brennan wants to know, when is the Saudi show starting anyway? In 30 minutes.
The pre-show is on right now, though I don't think the women's tag match has started yet.
But it's probably done in under 30 minutes.
Right. The women's tag match will probably start in the next, after introductions, probably in the next 10 to 12 minutes.
What was the pre-show women's match again?
It's tag team. It's Jade with
And
Bianca on one leg versus Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, which totally deserve a title shot by losing almost every single match they're in.
Oh, absolutely. 100% deserve it. This is going to be a squash match anyway, Jeff. Really, we're not going to miss out on anything.
So, but they're going to, they're going to tease. At some point, the question is whether or not they work as a team or whether or not there's an accident where Jade accidentally aggravates Bianca's knee injury. I mean, that's the other thing. But I think it's actually just going to be a squash match just to make the fans go happy, happy, joy, joy.
They are planting seeds, though, Jeff, of dissension between Jade and Bianca Belair. In fact, Jade's the one that's being sort of like an airhead about it, like not noticing, even though I think she is. But, she's just playing like dumb, like, hey, being obnoxiously happy, shall I say.
That's fine. She came to Bianca's defense last night and she said, What you say? What you say? And Indy and Candice wisely sidle away. So no, it's fine. Of course they're planting seeds, but everyone wants the explosion to happen right away. It's not going to happen right away. It's gonna take a bit. First of all, they have to build more women's tag teams. So they teased the Sonya Deville, being with Shayna and Zoe.
God, I wonder why.
Has to get healthy for the actually be a Kabuki Warriors again. I don't know, but we'll see. But they're sowing seeds. But this is going to be a squash. The champs are going to retain their championships. If nothing else, that even Triple H isn't so stupid to put more titles on his literal indie darlings.
Yeah. Next we get Bayley versus Chelsea Green in a pretty quick match. I don't want to call it a total squash, but it was was. Bayley wins by pinfall with the Rose Plant. But post-match, we get Piper Niven hitting the ring and tries to beat Bayley down, but Bayley puts a valiant fight. But eventually Piper plants her with the Black Hole Slam and follows it with a couple of sentons.
Exactly.
Anything to say about this?
Yeah, and this is your match. They're going to give Piper Niven one of these little mini pushes. She's going to lose to Bayley, probably on TV, but possibly a SummerSlam match. Who knows? Or you know what? No, it's not going to be some. It's going to be Clash at the Castle in Scotland, where she's from.
100%, 100%. There you go. You just called it. 100.
And she's going to lose. But listen, Chelsea Green is the perfect example of the discussion we were just having about LA Knight. Chelsea Green is one of the most over women rosters. She is extraordinarily successful. Her record is probably something like 5-36.
She gets it, Jeff. She just gets it. Right.
This is a job. They get paid money. They get paid the same whether they lose or win. They get paid she gets paid more to go on NXT. She goes on NXT. She gets paid more to do commercials. She does commercials. She knows what she has. She's fine being a chicken shit heel who doesn't realize.
And she's a great one at that, Jeff, really.
Her facials are fantastic. Her social media game is fantastic. Everything about her is fantastic. She looks great. She acts great. She is exactly what a pro wrestler is supposed to be. She is terrific. Laurel Van Ness has come a long way, and she was actually pretty good
big
too.
Time. Absolutely, man. Absolutely, the hot mess was the thing, man. I love that.
The bunny stole her routine.
I know. Anyway, let's not get into that, but that's true. Even Tony Storm has kind of
a little bit, yeah. But
stolen a bit of it.
Everybody copies everyone, but Tony Storm's taken to it. I mean, I know a guy who thinks that Tony Storm stole the stuff from Goldust, and I can see it. I mean, there is some of that there, but Tony Storm took it to a different level. I mean, it's Billy Graham is still somewhere complaining that Hulk Hogan took his act, and he's right. But Hulk Hogan took it to another level.
He did, absolutely did, and it's not like I know he lies a lot, right? I'm talking about Hulk Hogan. Right. He lies a shitload, actually, but he actually has said publicly, and I believe him, that he did take a lot of his gimmick from superstar Billy Graham. That's true.
And Jesse Ventura and Scott Steiner.
And Jesse Ventura, absolutely right. Yeah, spot on.
I mean, this is you don't need his confession for that. I mean, by the way, Hulk Hogan just told me that he destroyed. He's the one who destroyed that Russian ship in the Black Sea, and he also and he also found 3 hostages in the tunnels of Gaza. So.
That was back in the 80s, though, Jesse. Now it's Cody.
It was yesterday.
Yeah, well, we have to believe him, right? But now it's Cody. That's Captain America.
Yeah, but he's doing his Captain America stuff, on TV. Hulk Hogan's doing it selflessly.
Yeah, without any sort of attention or fandom, right? I mean,
yeah, pretty soon he's going to go to Haiti and rescue missionaries.
Oh man. Anyway, let's get into the next segment quickly, shall we? Because AJ Styles goes to Nick Aldis and asks for one more chance against whoever wins the title tomorrow before he gets desperate and does something somebody might regret. Aldis considers it and tells Styles he knows how much respect he has for him, and if this were personal, 100% yes any day of the week. Professionally, though, Jeff, he apparently can't do it.
Personally, yes, boy, but professionally, yeah.
Yeah, sounds Russian.
It is Russian.
Breno says, if the Hulkster said it, I'll believe it.
Good job, Drano.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, absolutely. Labrat says Super lost to Jade the first round. Well, anyway. So what's going on with AJ Styles? Is he going to get another title shot, Jeff, or what's he going to do?
I actually think this is going to lead to AJ Styles being traded to Raw for Gunther,
really?
Who will then face Cody at some point.
And lose?
Of course he's going to lose.
Interesting. What gives you that impression, Jeff, before we move on?
Well, I mean, Orton's not going to face Cody. It's not going to be face versus face, and they're not going to turn Orton right now. So Gunther versus Cody is the big marquee match for SummerSlam. I mean, it's not going to be Solo. It's not going to be Roman versus Cody again. It's Gunther's the big one, and they want Ludwig Kaiser for whatever reason to be a solo star. No one's seen Vinci since he was traded to SmackDown, so he can be the first one that Gunther dispatches, and and that buys you time. And Gunther's going to claim his match, and because does anyone want to see Gunther versus Damian Priest? Plus, they got Drew McIntyre is probably going to be the champion before that. Now, Gunther versus Drew, you may want to see, but you're going to have Drew have another 1 month title reign or 5-minute title reign. I mean, at some point that's got to end. And plus, by then you're hoping that CM Punk is ready or almost ready. So you want to have that Drew CM Punk feud. So where does Gunther fit into that? He doesn't. So he fits into SmackDown. So a trade. That's how I
like it. But it makes sense. So I can see that. But we'll see what happens there.
And AJ is in theory equal value.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I agree. 100%. AJ can still go, man, even though he's 46, whatever he is.
And he can fill the Seth Rollins role while Seth is, taking the next 4 years off, and it's not long enough. Seth, go to college. Get that degree, buddy.
I know. If anyone comes across as dumb and dopey in a way, it's Seth. But anyway, Gam Wolford says, Niet, pal.
I know. I saw him. He misspelled Niet also, but okay.
See that, Gam? God damn.
He did Niet. You got to get the Y sound, the Y, the Y.
Yes, that Niet. It's
Niet. It's not English. Yeah. Don't anglicize it.
No. Anyway, we come back from commercial after that AJ segment with Aldis, and we get an Andrade El Idolo hype reel, Jeff, and how his journey has been easy, but he controls hasn't been easy, sorry. But he controls his destiny, and he's going to show everyone who he is.
Nobody cares.
I mean, nobody cares because how many times do we see this and nothing happens?
In every company. In every company
this is exactly what he was doing in AEW. It's exactly in WWE.
Exactly.
Where's his mask?
He's another one who's perennially disgruntled. I just hope at this point he doesn't care what happens. And now they're sticking him with the Legado del Fantasma again. By the way,
why,
Andrade, you're completely irrelevant because they found a better version of you in Santos Escobar. AEW thought that you were irrelevant because they think they found a better version of you in Roosh. I'm not exactly sure they're correct about that.
Oh, but him and Roosh are OGs though, man.
Andrade is exactly the definition of mid. He's fine. Andrade is fine. He can do any role you want, but he's fine. He's not happy enough. You know, he's with Charlotte. He'll just ride it. He's like Nakamura. He'll just ride it out for a while, and he'll make a lot of money, and he'll be rich the rest of his life, and he'll be laughing at me for this, and he's entitled to. You are correct, Andrade. I'm as Latino as he is because he's white by marriage. I'm Latino by marriage.
Yes,
we should totally double date.
Spot on.
But yeah, I mean, Andrade.
Talk about the definition of white too, Jeff, with Charlotte, by the way.
Yeah, Andrade and Roosh are both doing the same thing. They're doing reintroduction vignettes about the same things they've been reintroduced about 16 times before. They're both in holding patterns. That's why I did this circling of planes going
like
around
a plane. Right, exactly.
Going around just doing the same thing because nobody knows what to do with them other than have them fight other Latinos, which is dumb. But you know what? Nakamura's on there. He's targeting Cody. Whatever. Let him do it. You know, LA Knight gets the U.S. title. Andrade. Santos goes after that. Andrade. Looks like he's going to help LA Knight, but he turns on him, and Santos gets it. And what? I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Andrade. We don't. Whatever it is, I don't care that you're a third-generation luchador. Everyone's a third-generation something at this point. I don't care that you're a luchador. I don't care that you have a lot of masks. All I want you to do is button your shirt. Just button your shirt up. I don't care about that stupid medallion you wear on there.
And don't bring your mask.
I mean, unless it actually has superpowers like the gauntlet. I'm not interested in seeing that damn thing again.
Gam Wolf is with the comment of the night says Andrade should just take all of Ric Flair's antics and then write it out. Yeah, the Mexican nature boy.
You know what? He's right. He should actually do everything Ric Flair does. He should do his promos except in Spanish and then go woo.
Oh my god!
He should wear his robe. He should drink too much.
He should blow all his money.
But only on camera, like not for real. He should be somewhere paying the tab for like a bunch of boobs. The bar tab for everybody. They should hire someone to play Terry Gordy. Silas Mason. They should have him there playing Terry Gordy and like have and get Terry Gordy into a bar fight instead of Ric Flair walked away. He should embarrass like Dutch Mantel. I mean, the whole thing. God. He should do what Jay Lethal did when he was doing the Ric Flair thing in TNT.
That was the greatest thing at the time. Man. I love that.
Never speak English. Right. The only English word he should say is woo.
Well, Zane Vichy says El woo.
That's right. The only thing he should say, he should even call Charlotte Charletta.
I don't know why that sounds entertaining, but it does. Gamble says woo with a U. Like woo.
I'm a genius.
But Labrat says just don't have a heart attack in the ring though.
You know what? Do. Just fake it. Who cares?
Shit. I guess. I mean, shit. Labrat says, so I forgot. Zelina won the Queen of the Ring. I guess it wasn't memorable. Well, just saying. Anyway, you know what? El Idolo, Andrade should be the nature boy, but in the literal sense. He loves the great outdoors. He wears kind of like a cowboy hat. You know what I mean? Or maybe one of those bush ranger hats, like the Aussie ones, with those stupid shit hanging down. You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about. Or you could wear like one of the field hats where one flap is up, tied to the side of it.
Yeah.
But I noticed the one thing you're not saying.
What?
A sombrero.
Oh, well, he's supposed to be the nature boy, yeah? Not fucking El Nature boy.
Very decorative, just like he should have one to match the robe now. He shouldn't do a sombrero.
Oh, boy, imagine.
That would mean he's too aware of the comedic nature of it.
Cat Wolfer says he should have a mariachi version of Ric Flair's theme. Absolutely. That would be fucking 100%.
Funny. All like the falsetto, like the French horn, the higher.
Oh my god! I can hear it right now. No shit. That is money. Oh man! And Zane Richie says the Indiana Jones hat. Yeah, something like that.
Not expensive enough.
Not expensive enough. So screw you, Harrison Ford.
Have a Gucci or Louis Vuitton hat. I'm sure.
They
Ray
should.
Mysterio's wife has one in her.
Or what about a Kangol beret, Jeff? I mean,
Wow.
come on.
What
Yeah,
about
I used to have
Red
one in the '90s, dude. Original Kangol. Used to love it.
Okay.
I wouldn't wear it now, but I don't even know what I was thinking back then. But anyway, it is what it is. Let's get back to the wrestling, though, as we already were talking about wrestling. But we see Paul Heyman. He's backstage with Solo Sikoa. I'm just going to say this. It's the same shit week in, week out with what was said here, right? Basically, to cut it short, he says, you don't know who you're dealing with, Solo. And this is obvious where it's going. The Tongans are outsiders, dude. You know what I mean? They are. They're the outsiders in 2024, literally. And they're the ones that are probably influencing Solo. This is how I take it. Anyway, that are feeding him shit just to infiltrate, the Samoan family. And if anyone knows anything about history, Tongan Samoans, they used to hate each other's guts back in the day, if you know what I mean. So this makes total sense. This is how I'm taking it. You could be looking at it in a different way. But am I wrong in saying that?
You are way too close to the South Pacific. No, this is Solo, and ultimately maybe it's The Rock that's doing this.
Right, right. That's what's going to happen.
Solo trying to do a hostile takeover and trying to build his army so that it's too strong that when Roman comes back, he's got he's trying to get that crown away from the weakened king. By the way, Roman finished. He was working on.
Well, now that you brought up The Rock, it makes sense for The Rock to be leading this, only because, if anyone knows The Rock, he's very close to the Tongans, literally, especially to Haku. I mean, He did buy him
a real tribal chief.
Right, exactly. I don't know if you saw it. I'm sure you would have saw it.
But he bought him the age of next month.
Yeah, but you know what, dude? I think Hikuleo doesn't. I don't know. I don't really. He's too young still.
You don't think he's joining his two brothers to make a lot of money and being the biggest story in wrestling?
No, hey, look, man, no problem. But he's got no personality. Yeah, he's big. He's the biggest one.
Neither does Tangaloa.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. I think
they don't
Tamatonga.
have Paul Heyman's face gives them all personality.
Tamatonga is a lot better than you think, dude. I think, anyway.
It doesn't matter. He's not there to talk. He's just there to look scary and angry. Solo Sikoa doesn't have much of a personality. He's just there to speak a little bit and sound angry and menacing while doing it. Paul Heyman is this. As long as Paul Heyman is orchestrating this, the rudder will be fine. And yeah, everyone's wondering when Jacob Fatu is going to be there, and he will be here soon. But it's not going to be in Saudi Arabia. That's for damn sure.
Canada Spaceman thinks that Tongans are not assholes. They are supercalifragilistic assholes.
I don't know any Tongans. I only know one Samoan, and she's tall and thin. So
Breno, Breno says Jacob Fatu Samoan or Tongan. Come on, dude, he's a Fatu. Of course he's Samoan. He's related to the Usos.
They're all from California and Florida.
They are.
Most
of them are from Cali, but
Dominic Mysterio is Mexican.
I'm surprised they're not from Utah, since they're all Mormons generally too.
Well, I think they've gotten over that.
You think? I don't know. All the Samoans I know, they're still into their Mormon thing. You know what I mean? But anyway,
Jacob Fatu has been known to smoke marijuana 7,000.
Oh no, they all smoke, man. They're all troublemakers, dude. Most of them
Mormons.
Yeah, I know, but look, they're not religious. Their families are religious, though. But they did grow up in church. Funny enough, dude, you know how most of them are good singers? You know why? Because of church.
I didn't know most of them were good singers, and
they actually are, dude.
Pretty much everyone grew up in church because that is the way that Europe,
that's true,
has decided to rule the world, is through your hearts and minds, through the ticket to your soul. And everybody who is not a white person who is a Christian, you've fallen for a scam.
Wow, that's his opinion, not mine. Just quiet.
Read a book.
He said it. I mean, go check out Garden of Doom, by the way, folks, if you want to hear more about that kind of stuff. Anyway, let's move on, Jeff, because we're at the main event, and it's Randy Orton. I said that because they're in Saudi Arabia. If you get the joke, if you know, you know. versus Tama Tonga in the King of the Ring semifinals match. And I get it, right? And Orton, of course, makes sense for winning, and he does win via RKO. But what I don't like is, do you think Tama Tonga should have lost this match basically against Orton? Do you think this matchup was fine in the first place? In other words, okay.
And then Solo injures Orton, so that the Orton's protected when Gunther beats him because they cheated and they stabbed them in the throat. Yes, everybody who was imagining that it's going to be Jey Uso against Tama Tonga in Saudi Arabia are insane. Saudi Arabia is getting the marquee match of Orton versus Gunther. Tama Tonga. Why would Tama Tonga be the king of the ring? He's not even the king of the tribe.
No, he shouldn't have even been in this tournament, in my opinion.
It's fine. They wanted to make him look like he's impressive and strong. There's obviously some reason why Tonga Loa hasn't done much physical yet. And didn't make the trip. Obviously, he's not fully healthy, not fully cleared. This was fine, and him losing was fine. Losing to Randy Orton is not a problem, and Randy Orton losing tomorrow, or well, today, is not a problem, and he was protected, just like Bianca was protected. And then,
it's dead obvious too.
And then Orton going against the Bloodline with Kevin Owens, that's going to be a nice little side story for a while until the Bloodlines versus the Bloodline, and then it's going to go back to Cody versus the Bloodline, unless you actually are a mark-tard and think that Gunther's going to get that title at some point and keep it. He might get it in Berlin, but he's not keeping it till WrestleMania. Gunther had his long run, and he's getting the king so that everyone is reminded that he's top dog.
He's perfect, dude. Pompous as well. He'll be pompous about it. I doubt he will wear the fucking robe. I don't think he's going to be that.
He's not as perfect as Drew McIntyre or Bobby Lashley.
Well, Drew will definitely wear the robe. I think he's funny enough to pull that off, and plus he's Scottish anyway. But Gunther, he's too elegant to be wearing that robe and be. He already talks fancy as it is. You know what I'm saying?
The days of the robe and the scepter are gone. I think that crown is.
I don't know.
And he's not going to wear it on his head like the Burger King. He's going to hold it like this.
Right. Nia, I think, will go all in with it, pun intended. I truly think she will.
Absolutely.
But not Gunther. But yeah, it's an obvious
robe and a scepter. And
that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. 100%. Zane Vicious says the opinions of Jeff Lippman, and then he says, "This is why you script podcasts, Jimmy T." Well, we're live, pal.
I'm sorry, the history and facts hurt people's feelings.
Well, Breno agrees with you, so
thanks, Drano.
There you go. Anyway, that was the main event. It was a decent match. I think, Orton made Tama look good.
It was okay.
And vice versa. I think it was a decent match. I mean, it was all right, but again,
the crowd made this show. The crowd was excited. They're in a different venue. They're in a bigger venue today, right?
Wait, whatever. So they're in a different venue for?
I don't know. I'm asking. I thought that they were in a smaller venue for SmackDown. They're in a bigger venue for this show. I could be wrong. I don't really know. I don't really.
I thought they'd be in the same one, but I could be wrong. I don't know, but we'll find out. Sonic the Hedgehog has joined us, saying, "Hello, homies. Where have you been, Sonic?"
Where's he? Is he my homie?
He's your homie. Trust me, he's your homie. He's all of our homies. He's good. He's a good one.
All right.
Anyway,
I don't know anything about people till after they're dead, apparently. So,
Jesus Christ,
I didn't even know his real name.
Well, neither do I, actually. But he's a good one. Believe me when I say that. He says, "What's up to me?" And then says, "What's up to a random guy." That is Dr. Jeff Lippman, Sonic.
I'm a specific random guy.
He's been around for many years. Anyway. Let's get into our quick predictions before we end the show, because we need to watch the King and Queen of the Ring. I think we already predicted who's going to win it at this point.
But by the way, I guess somehow Rey Mysterio Jr. is coming out right now. I'm not sure what this is all about. Now? Oh, this must be this. They must be showing other King of the Ring. Never mind. Sorry. What's the first match?
Well, we did pretty much say who we think is going to start from the main events, actually, because we pretty much gave it away. So we're both going Nia to win this, correct?
Nia and Gunther, King and Queen.
And Gunther, right? There you go. So we said it, Nia and Gunther to win your king and queen of the ring, and which is a great picks, man. And let's see for the rest of the card, including the pre-show, which again we pretty much alluded to that and Bianca Belair will defend their women's championship.
The Avengers will win.
What do you call them?
The She-Vengers.
Not the Bitch Avengers?
No. What's wrong with you?
Come on. I mean,
the
shit.
Chefettes.
Hey, that's something for sure. This is only a 6-match card, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I like the shorter matches, but anyway, let's get into it proper because now we go into the main card. It is a singles match for your WWE Women's World Championship. It is Becky Lynch, your champion, versus Liv Morgan. Who you got, Jeff?
Liv.
Okay, interesting. I would say Becky. Okay, I'm going to go Becky for now. Like, as you want to say for now, Liv will get the championship because we're going to get Mummy, defending Liv in the future. But I think she won't get it just yet. But we'll see. Maybe you're right. So you're going Becky. You're going Liv. I'm going Becky. We'll see what happens there. Next, we got a triple threat match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. It is Sami Zayn, your champion, versus Chad Gable with Otis, and versus Bronson Reed. Sammy's going to retain, but I would love to see Bronson win this match. But Sammy surely retains, right, Jeff?
Bronson's a giant zero, and Sammy will retain. Otis is the one that plays a role in this, not helping Chad, whether or not it's purposeful or accidental. But yeah, Sammy retains.
Okay. So we both
Chad will be your Intercontinental Championship by the end of SummerSlam, if not earlier.
I agree. Next is your undisputed WWE Championship match between Cody Rhodes, your champion, versus Logan Paul. Obviously, Cody's going to win this, right, Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, when they made it clear rightly that what is entitled for title. By the way, they're so stupid, and I gave this to them for free. And sometimes I like to think that there are people who listen to my shows, and obviously there aren't because this is too easy. That Logan Paul should have primed his way out of his sponsors, his way out of his title being on the line, not had some stupid looking lawyer there saying,
"You called it, dude." You said it on the SmackATTAck to a T, dude. It's like they were listening to the show for some reason. What you said, and that's a big call, but you were right.
Yeah, but he never said the words, "I'm going to withdraw my sponsorship if my title's on the line." I mean, that's like so heelish, and it was so obvious.
I know. You're right. You're right.
All those people think that Triple H is a genius booker. You're wrong. He's not a genius booker. He's just a whole lot better than Tony Khan,
much better.
And not as crazy and not as married to idiotic things as Vince McMahon. Anyway, yes, Cody's going to retain, and I'm sure the match will be fine, and I'm sure that there'll be chicanery, and I'm sure that Logan will think he's playing chess, but he's actually playing checkers, and Cody's the one who will play chess because he will out trick him with, and somehow LA Knight will play some role in this to, further this story. I don't know. Whatever it is, Cody's winning. I don't want to fantasy winning.
Sonic says exactly what we were saying pretty much earlier. Cody looking and acting like the school principal last night. Dude, we were both saying it was kiddie shit. That segment was atrocious. It was pathetic. But you're right. He was acting like a school principal last night. And
wow, WWE really taking the pre-show seriously in that the women's tag team match isn't even going to be until the regular show. So it's not even really a pre-show. It's just going to be the opening match.
Okay, so right now we're getting, I know in 5 minutes it starts and we're about to end the show. But so you're saying that right now it's just all a bunch of fluff, basically.
Yeah. Right now it's the commercial for Riyadh. And they're not even in Riyadh.
Of course.
They're in Jeddah.
Well, there you go. Well, anyway, Jeff, that's the show, and I said we'll keep it under 2 hours. Like I said, I want to watch the show also. Yeah. So in saying that, man, what would you give this show a grade? We like to give grades over here on the SmackATTAck. So what would be your grade if you had to give one?
I mean, because of the crowd and because of where they are, because this is a house show just to make people happy. Listen, Okay, I would normally give this show probably a C or C minus because it did the bare minimum to do the job. But because of where it was, I'll go as far as a C plus. I want to say B minus, but I can't get to a B. I mean, there was just too much bad.
I agree, C plus. Also, I gave last week's SmackDown an A minus because I don't know why I enjoyed it for some reason. But this week was right. But this week, it just seems a whole bunch of meh. You know, so yeah, C plus is an appropriate.
And they're pretty good.
No, was it?
The middle.
No, you're right. It just felt like I don't know. This is one thing I've noticed before we go about Triple H's style of booking. You know, for the last 6-7 months, how obvious is his booking, dude? Like when I say obvious, you know where he's going generally every time.
Stories and most stories are it's just how you get there, and it's wrestling. So listen, watch Shawn Michaels NXT, and you're going to get 92% of how Triple H books the main roster. It's the same.
No, it's worse. I think the way Shawn Michaels does shit.
I love
literally.
NXT. I will not hear this kind of
bro. Oh my god!
I will not hear this libel. NXT slander will not be tolerated. NXT is delightful.
It's a mess, though. I feel like with Shawn Michaels, it's typical. Like the way he books his wrestling is like himself, his personality. Does that make sense?
NXT is not gourmet. It's like really good microwave popcorn. That's what NXT is supposed to be. It's not movie theater popcorn. It's really good home microwave. The one that has enough salt and butter taste through and through, and you still get some of those crunchy kernels at the bottom. That's all NXT is. You just eat it, you enjoy it, you move on.
Ken Wolfer says he gives this show a drunk Ric Flair at a pizzeria out of 10. Make of what you will.
That means the best SmackATTACK of all time. That's right. This is the real channel attitude. This is the real Hameen Media Group right here. The Jews are taking over. Yalla, bitches. Shalom. Shalom.
And he says shalom too. Shalom, nice. Cold Blooded says B minus. So that's a big call, Cold, but I can see why. But
he's B minus. That's like the same grade practically. You enjoyed it a little bit more than we did.
Sonic says psych. I assume to your comment. There you go. And the king of 2K24 says, how can you enjoy NXT when they do not follow any stories?
They do. It's you who cannot follow storylines. Apparently the simplest ones. I recommend Dr. Seuss.
Oh, and he's on fire tonight, folks. Or today. Labrat says C+.
I'm at war with all of you motherfuckers.
Anyway, in saying that, Jeff, tell them where they can find.
Too many places.
Where can they find you, Jeff?
You know what? Don't find me.
Wow.
Leave me alone, all of you.
What a prick, huh? Oh my god, no.
Don't listen to my shows. Don't watch my shows. I don't care. You know what? Watch the Lippman on UFL. That's the only show I care about. I've given up on everything else.
Like Sonic says, HMG heals over strong. Yalla. Exactly.
Shalom, homie.
And Aaron Ben Shlomo says, I rest my case. But anyway.
What case? I wish you would rest talking about the stupid video games. Nobody cares about your video games.
Oh, God damn. You're anyway.
And
in saying that,
you out there, nobody cares about your cats either.
That I totally agree with.
Nobody cares about your video games or your cats. You marginally
I like
care about your dogs either. I'll give you your fucking kids, but certainly not. But your cats, nobody cares.
Oh,
and stop shit! Anniversaries of Eddie Guerrero's death. Stop.
That I agree to.
People unless they're like directly related. Enough already.
Right. That I agree with you. He says, don't be jealous, though, Jeff.
First of all, spell jealous correctly. Secondly, I'm not jealous because I'm an adult and don't play video games.
Oh shit! Oh,
Shalom,
yes, finally a real heel, I assume.
I think it means, well, maybe it means feelings. I feel.
No, I said heel.
I feel the heel. That's right. Finally, a real heel, not this fake heel shit that Jimmy's been giving you all this time.
And
this
guy is cold.
Right there. It says it right there. It's right there. It's the first word. This is truth in advertising.
He is the evil one. He's not evil dose for nothing. That's true. That's why he's controversial, folks. That's why I like him on the shows.
It's not nice one. It's evil dose.
That's true. Anyway, if you want to follow me, you can on the X right there at DJ MassFX. There it is. Also, like and subscribe right here.
Demiurge.
Yeah. Also, like and subscribe right here at channelattitude.com, where for $5, not only do you get the realest but the best talk in all of professional wrestling. Also, HamidMediaGroup.podbean.com for our affiliate shows, the PWCNetwork.podbean.com for all my other shows. And that's a wrap.
3/4 of two great religions.
Yeah, that's true. I love to talk religion, but wrong show, wrong time. Well, then again, John is a pastor, so, I mean... Oh, minister, sorry, minister. He's sinister minister, apparently. Yeah. Anyway, someone's hungry.
Close enough.
Labrat says someone's hungry. I know, someone needs to give him a Snickers bar,
hungry.
right?
Jimmy's not hungry. What are you talking about?
It's not about you. Unrealistic Cliff
not
Burden
angry.
says later, guys.
I'm
Later.
not happy unless I'm unhappy.
That's true.
Figure that one out.
That's a fact, actually. But thank you for joining us, Mr. Unrealistic Cliff Burden.
Yeah,
I've never seen later for that. But anyway, in saying that, I am Jimmy T. That is the evil one, Dr. Jeff Lippman.
You know what?
And
Ava
you've been
better fully dressed than in her sexy clothes.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to see that right now.
She
But
actually
in
looks
saying that,
beautiful when she wears the low cut stuff, like she got very droopy breath.
Sonic says all these tweener around here. I love this guy.
There you go.
There you go. There you
That's
go.
what's
See,
about
you got a
character.
new. You got a new.
Just wait for my
got
face. It's going to take you by surprise. We're going to super kick Jimmy right through that continental divide.
Gam says, yo, take care, everybody. Thank you. Thank you to everyone that joined us in the chat. You're all great as per usual. In saying that, I'm Jimmy T, that is Jeff Lippman, and you've been listening and watching the HMG Smack Attack radio on channelattitude.com via Hamid Media Group, and we're out. Peace.
Stay evil, my friend.
Change my pitch up, smack my bitch up. Smack my bitch up.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. But sometimes you gotta do that. I was fucked up, fucked up, fucked up, fucked up. I was fucked up, fucked up, fucked up, fucked up. I was fucked up, fucked up, fucked up, fucked up. I was fucked up, fucked up, fucked up. When I did it, I was fucked up, fucked up, fucked up. I was fucked up, fucked up, fucked up, fucked up. I was fucked up, fucked up, fucked up, fucked up. I was fucked up, fucked up, fucked up, fucked up. When I did it, I was fucked up. When I did it, I was fucked up. When I did it, I was fucked up, fucked up, fucked up. When I did it, I was fucked up. When I did it, I was fucked up. When I did it, I was fucked up, fucked up, fucked up. I was fucked up. I was fucked up. When I did it, I was fucked up. I was fucked up. When I did it, I was fucked up. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God, stop fucking lying.
I'm Marquis. It's you, boy. Man, I can understand how it might be kinda hard to love a girl like me. I don't blame you much for wanting to be free. I just wanted you to know.
Swiss told me let the beat rock. For all my Southside niggas that know me best, I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. Why? I made that bitch famous. Goddamn! I made that bitch famous. For all the girls that got dick from Kanye West, if you see him in the streets, give him Kanye's best. Why? They mad they ain't famous. Goddamn! They mad they still nameless. Talk that talk, man. A man in the store trying to try his best, but he just can't seem to get Kanye fresh. But we still hood famous. Goddamn! Yeah, we still hood famous.
I just wanted you to know I've loved you better than your own candy. From the very start, I don't blame you much for wanting to be free.
Wake up, Mr. West.
I just wanted you to know.
I be Puerto Rican Day Parade floating. That Benz Marina Del Rey coasting. She in school to be a real estate agent. Last month I helped her with the car payment. Young and we alive. We never gonna die. I just copped a jet to fly of a personal jet. Put one up in the sky. The sun is in my eyes. Woke up and felt the vibe. No matter how hard they try, we never gonna die.
I just wanted you to know.
Hey. How you feeling right now? Let me see you ladies in there. Let me see your middle finger in there. Let me see you act up and slow. How you feeling? How you feeling? How you feeling? And it's my goddamn. One thing you can't do is stop us
wanting you to know.
So shake 'em. I ain't got none, but I'm planning on growing some. Imagine all the Hebrews going down, dancing on top of chariots and turning tight ones. Ooh, tell me when to go. Talking on my Getro on my way to the stop. My second or third trip. Some Henny, some Swishers, and some Listerine strips. Dr. Green Thumb lips just to ease my thoughts. Not just the cops, but the homies you gotta watch. The moon is full, look at the dark cloud. Sitting in my scraper watching Oakland going wild, tat out. I don't bump mainstream, I knock underground. All that other shit sugar-coated and watered down. I'm from the Bay where we hyphy and go dumb. From the soil where them rappers be getting they lingo from. Tell me when to go. 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 Tell me when to go.
I'm off that 18 gummy juice. Nigga, ragga man, labeled the black suit. King of the super duper. Might be in your wife, you don't. From the Bay to the A, put me in the backwoods with a sweet boy. It's just some shit I wrote. I said it couldn't be saved by Shonda. Slid past on the grass with the bitches at me. It's good, man, daddy. Cross game, you get flipped like a burger patty. A zigzag, pass me the big old fat. I drink white with a snow bunny. Talking big shit in a straight color. 1800, Jose Cuervo. That's what I mean. Y'all know what I'm saying, no? Tell me when to go.
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 Tell me when to go. Now let me direct traffic for a minute. Let me tell y'all about this hyphy movement we got going in the back. When I say something, you say it right back at me. You said we're gonna do it like this here. Ghost ride the whip. Ghost ride the whip. Ghost ride the whip. Ghost ride the whip. Now scrape, 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 scrape. Put your stunner shades on. 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 Now gas, brake, dip, dip. Gas, brake, dip, dip. Shake them dreads. Shake them dreads. Shake them dreads. Shake them dreads. Let me see you show your greed. 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 Now this, 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 this. Doors open, man. Doors open, man. Doors open, man. Doors open, man. Now watch them swing. Watch them swing. Now watch them swing. Watch them swing. Go stupid. Go. Go. Go stupid. Go. Go. Ooh.
Tell me when to go.
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 There's more at stake when you in your prime. Fuck that paper, baby, my face on the dotted line. I've been flying out of town for some peace of mind. It's like always, they just want a peace of mind. I've been focused on the future, never on right now. But I'm sipping that kombucha, either pink or brown. I'm the one that introduced you to the you right now. Oh my God, that be babe. Well, alright, tryna fight in the night. Come alive, ain't it sneak? Ain't it?
Like I'm on team, playing both sides of E-hole. Shout out, I'm fucking your friend. I've been going crazy, shot, I've been in the deep end. She not innocent, she just tryna go. I just been icing my hoes. I just been dripping my hoes. This whole nother level shot. I got these hoes on their toes. I put the bitch on the road. She tryna fuck on my old. I got this hoe with me. She tryna show me something. I got flows for days. Niggas ain't on nothing. Me and my brother like me, you know we on one. We in the spot going crazy until the sun up. You worried about that hoe done chose up. Pistol all in the kitchen, can't get so cold up. What the fuck, these niggas acting like they know it. Double OK, this shit we told up. Switch out the bed, these niggas get rolled up. Everything hit, everything.
Now this is how gangsta walk, and this is how gangsta stomp. Tell them how we do, tell them what we do. This is what we do, nigga, gangsta talk. Tell them one more time, gangsta talk. All the homies in the hood, gangsta talk. To my nigga Eastwood, gangsta talk. Corrupt and dad, gangsta talk. Gangsters ride, do what gangsters do. Bandana hanging from the rear view. Crease them up, load them up, hold them up, though. We could go head up and I'll fold them up slow. There's a gangster loose, calling all cars. Just left the house in some blue all-stars. Passing by on them things, it's a brown MC. Niggas rolling, bumping DPG. Niggas mad dog and bumping the bang and Kenwood. But I don't recognize the buster, so I hit up the hood. With one hand on the heater, the other in the air. Dog pound gangsters, yo, we don't care. I got to watch myself, family, my health. Before anything else, my life, my wealth. I'm a G, and I do what gangsters do, and they do it like me. And my G trade D. Bitch talking shit, I'm finna dip.
Call up my niggas, say, yo, don't even trip. DAZ and my nigga corrupt. Came through in the MC and scoop me up. Hey, yo, I got the sack as I usually does. Young Gotti in the backseat, fucked up cuz. Man, it's a shame how my gang bang. No disrespect, but hey, we run things. In the brown MC with the plush over seats. 8-ball sipping, dog pound gripping. Back in the mode where we don't give a fuck. My baby brother NYA, and he just got stuck by them same motherfuckers who supposed to be killing me. And y'all niggas ain't feeling me. Bad news, seem to travel fast when you're on the mash and on a bunch of cash. All my niggas in the pen, gangsta talking, all my homies sipping hen, gangsta talking. If you can't get out and you're mad as hell, say biatch. Now make it sound for real.
Fuck with us, we gon' hurt somebody. Fuck with us, we gon' hurt somebody. Holy gon' Dillinger and Young Gotti. Fuck with us, we gon' hurt somebody. Bringing all these whack niggas down, churned out, blowed out. Word was high, 10. What up? I see my niggas all in the cut, laid back, acting a nut. Wait till we rub, no remorse, ass bust. Let 'em feel the dust, let 'em do what we gotta do, fuck shit up. Let it be known that Dillinger up to the bone, all alone, roam your neighborhood high and blown. High sonic profiling, niggas coming after me. In actuality, they fix the technicality. Let 'em feel the battle, it was a tragedy. Everywhere the nigga died for the salary. Pray to God, pray the Lord, watch after me. Repented backs, live with street mentality. It's the gang and we mash like we walk and we stalk and we do what we do after dark. Niggas keep on doing what the fuck they gotta do when we do when we mash with our crew. DAZ, Dillinger, willing and killing ya. Doing what I gotta do is blood that I'm spilling ya. All over the floor, to the fact I ignore. Break down your door and that you do you want more. Dig straight up to the fact like that, like this, like that.
Nah, this is how gangsters walk, and this is how gangsters stomp.
What up?
Tell them how we do, tell them what we do. This is what we do, nigga, gangsta talk. Tell them one more time, gangsta talk. All the homies in the hood, gangsta talk. The homie Big Style, gangsta talk. The homie Trey Dick, gangsta talk. Yeah, badass, gangsta talk. The homie Technique, gangsta talk. Super fly, gangsta talk. Corrupting dads, gangsta talk. All my hoes, gangsta talk. All my bitches, gangsta talk. All the homies, gangsta talk. Tell them one more time, gangsta talk. Bitch, gangsta talk. This is not a gangsta talk. Yeah, gangsta walk. All the real G's out there. I know you're getting your gangsta walk on right now. And all the real Macs out there getting your gangsta talk on right now. Yeah, DPG. As you can see, we in a place to see. We're not talking about history or biology. We're just talking about geology. Straight up. Gangsta walking. Just gangsta talking. DPG. What gangsters make the world go.
The PWC Network. What the world is watching and listening to.